Welcome to WeNeedWrestling, everybody. I'm DJ.
Hey.
Is that how we start this show?
Sort of.
Okay.
Normally we don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
We normally don't what? Say our names?
No.
No? We don't do that anymore? I thought we do.
I feel like we've just been getting into the shit.
Really? Huh.
Getting into the shit. Getting into the shit.
Well, people know who we are, I guess.
But you don't know why we're here?
Yeah, well, I don't know why I'm here.
Hey, that made
listen to that little pop.
Sound. I'm Brett, and I'm about to take a sip of 2023 Mountain Voodoo. It's a mystery flavor.
Voodoo.
It smells sweet.
It's Mountain Dew. It better be. What if Mountain Dew put out like a bitter Mountain Dew? That'd be gross.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it doesn't
Try
taste
it.
like any other Mountain Dew?
I don't know. I also have gum in my mouth, so that might be throwing it off a bit. What is that?
It's not unfamiliar to me.
Yeah.
It tastes a little bit like the blue one.
Have I had this taste in my mouth before?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about you. I don't know what you do in your personal time.
You know what I do in my personal time.
That's true. It doesn't taste unlike the blue one, whatever the blue one is.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew
right.
rarely if ever disappoints.
Except for that flaming hot one.
Yeah, that wasn't great. They knew that wasn't great, though. That was a novelty.
That was a complete gimmick.
That was a gimmick.
You see they started pulling the Pocky one chip off the shelf?
Because then a kid died or something?
Yeah,
I almost died.
Yeah, teenager died.
That stinks.
So
from what? Heart attack or something, probably?
I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they started yanking them.
Right. Huh?
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I mean, that company's going to get sued probably to fucking oblivion over that. But no, but they have warnings on it.
As long as they
Yeah.
have disclaimers.
Right. Sometimes, just some people aren't tough enough to handle a hot chip. I puked.
You certainly
Maybe I would have died if I didn't.
Is that audio still around?
Yeah, oh yeah, I think I still have it.
All right.
I mean, it definitely made the air.
No, it didn't.
Well, the episode did. I just cut out the sound of
me
puking.
Yeah.
I think I still have the raw cut.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
What's up, man?
Not much. I mean, lots in terms of wrestling, but not much in terms of my personal life.
Not much in terms of life?
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Everything's quiet and basic, and, we get the sounds of fans behind us, maybe some thunder rolling in as the thunder rolls.
That's one of the only country songs I like.
Yeah.
That's it.
Remember the music video? That was tough. It was a little hard to watch.
I don't remember it.
It was a man beating his wife. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, all right.
It was like and it would cut to like Garth Brooks like singing in the rain, and then it would cut back to some dude. I don't think it was played by Garth Brooks. Maybe it was played by Chris Gaines. I don't know. Just doing a domestic all over that music video.
Doing a domestic.
Yeah. So, which, I don't know why. Does the song, I don't know if I'd have to look at the lyrics. This isn't We Need Garth Brooks, so.
I certainly don't.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm older.
You are? Happy birthday. Belated birthday.
I'm an old man now.
Tuesdays are birthdays on Tuesdays this year.
We're the Tuesday babies.
We are.
I'm bit to hell.
And me too.
Thank you, mosquito bites.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's a birthday present for the both of us on your birthday. I'm destroyed. Yeah, I'm absolutely annihilated. Yeah. It's gross.
This is bad.
It's terrible. Yeah.
This is real bad.
I'm mostly miserable because of it.
Oh,
yeah.
This sucks. I'm
tough.
Fucking itching right now.
It's tough. Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, man, how are you?
Dude, I'm good, man. I don't know what's going on. Birthday was good. I mean, I spent it with you, so.
Yeah, well, then of course it was good.
Birthday with the family yesterday was good.
Oh my God, yeah, dude, that was awesome. Good. They're the coolest.
Yeah. Are any of your nephews into wrestling yet? Professional wrestling?
Luke is kind of starting to dabble.
Okay.
Which I was like, I'm gonna get my hooks in this one.
I understand that LA Knight appeals to the children.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well,
yeah.
Man, I'll have to get his eyes on some LA Knight then.
I saw a clip that was going around Twitter of like some kids and like working on the ring. They were real little, and like they were like pretending to have gimmicks or whatever, and the one kid got in the ring and he was like, I'm the whatever, but he just did LA. He's like, let me talk to you. And
all right.
So, but he wasn't like, I'm LA Knight. He was like,
he speaks to the youth,
whatever. And then he was like, so,
all right,
so
I respect
LA
it,
Knight,
man. Yeah, everything's cool. I've just been like helping my uncle out all week because I'm off all week.
You are.
So
it's true.
Today I had my hot water heater went.
Oh, that stinks.
So we had to go buy a new one, and I had to help him out putting that in.
Oh, yeah, you guys put it in yourself?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, what a fucking ghetto job. But,
yeah, well, do you have hot water?
I have hot water.
It works, don't it?
Exactly.
There it is.
Hey.
As long as it doesn't explode.
No, we're good, man.
So,
yeah, we went to a different place to get a hot water heater because the ones we've been getting, they've seemed to only been lasting for like 2 years from Home Depot.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
So
if you buy 9, you get the 10th free.
Well, so this one, we went to a different spot and we got a 6-year warranty on it.
All right, there you go.
So just in case,
Yeah.
But yeah,
ours went a couple years ago.
Yeah, they're annoying.
I don't have the skills to do that job myself. Plus, ours is propane, so
okay,
it's a little tougher, I think.
Yeah, no, man, ours is it was easy.
Nice, good.
It took a little while just because I had to, I'm lunging everything around. And
sure. Oh yeah, because he's still infirm. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm here for.
It's true.
But other than that, I'm good, man.
All right, pal.
I'm good.
Well, let's get into wrestling because anything happened this week? Do we know of anything? Do you recall any big news happening at all?
Look in my eyes.
I like this, my soft ballad.
I don't remember the rest of the lyrics right now.
What do you see?
The cult of personality.
Personality for sure.
I know your anger.
So we're not scooping and booping this.
I know your dreams.
We're not scooping and booping in any capacity here.
I'll be everything you wanna be.
I don't know if that's true.
You might have to pitch correct that.
No, I don't know how to do that. That's just what it's gonna happen.
Sorry, Dwicky, for fucking making your ears bleed.
I just sang earlier. I sang on Wings on Wings that's coming out next week too. So we're just two singing boys.
What'd you sing? I don't remember.
When a Man Loves a Woman, which is the spoilers for everyone for next week. Yes, because the episode was When a Man Loves a Donut.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, what a stupid.
So I did my best Percy Sledge / probably close to a Michael Bolton impression, which I will not be doing here.
Oh.
Tune in to Wings on Wings, which I hear is a good show.
That's the hot word.
It's the hot ticket around town, apparently. On the Student Video Network at stvnnetwork.com. At _ Wings on Wings on social media. Wings on Wings podcast at gmail.com.
It's everywhere.
It's Wings on Wings. Everywhere your wings are sold. So we're not scooping and booping this by any means. In fact, today when I was thinking about it, I felt like we talked about this last week.
Sure didn't, because this happened on Saturday.
But this happened on, was it Saturday? It wasn't Sunday morning?
Saturday. Because it got addressed on Collision.
Right. Right. The video came out on Collision. Right. So, CM Punk, Pepsi Phil from Chicago.
Philip Jack Brooks.
Phil, is Jack his middle name?
I don't know.
That'd be cool. That makes him cooler than he actually is, I think. Are you gonna look it up?
I am.
Has been terminated from AEW.
Terminated on site.
It's the hot topic.
Philip Jack Brooks. Look at that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I feel like he made that up. Just to sound cooler.
Philip Jack.
Maybe he'll come back as Jack Brooks. I'm Jack Brooks.
PJ Brooks. Yeah. All right.
Everybody has talked about this, so I think just about everybody has already run this through the loop multiple times.
Sure.
But now it's our turn. And we have I'm not going to say unique perspective because I don't think there's a unique perspective that necessarily exists in wrestling podcasting anymore.
No.
But we're also not going to reveal any information and then delete the podcast and the tweet that I sent out about how I've been having secret conversations with CM Punk this whole time.
Fucking hillbilly.
But we do come from a little bit of a different perspective because you are a very big fan of CM Punk.
I am Phil Pilled.
And while I am on Phil's side in this whole ordeal, it's only because he's up against people that I loathe.
Yeah.
I could take or leave CM Punk, He's certainly entertained me in matches. He's certainly entertained me in promos. He's certainly entertained me with his bullshit.
You were taking him in AEW.
Right.
He won you over.
It was the best I've ever seen him. It was the biggest and most I've ever enjoyed him. I would never call myself a fan necessarily, although I do kind of want that new Ultimate because it's pretty nice.
Yeah. I'm sure not pre-ordering it because that's never going to get
it's never going to fucking get here. But so we do bring that sort of dynamic here. Because like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he's a pretty big entryway for you to a lot of stuff too, right? Like he was like, did you know him on the Indies or were you like just WWE? Because you're younger than me, so
I knew him in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, okay.
Like I remember,
I don't know when his run stops, and like you're like 4 or 5 years younger than me.
Yeah,
so,
I remember. I mean, it was stuff where I had to order from RF Video in order to see it. Okay. You know,
yeah.
But like I remember the big deal, him signing with the company.
Yeah,
the whole Summer of Punk. Like,
did you ever see him on the Indies?
Never saw him.
No, okay.
No, I was too young.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a good. I don't know when he signed with the E. I don't have that in my brain.
Yeah,
properly.
it was. Was it 2005 or it was 2005 or 2006? I was still in high school.
Makes sense. I saw him around 03, 04, so in Ring of Honor and stuff. So,
yeah. So Phil's been around for a while.
Sure.
I've always been a fan of Phil.
Right.
I always loved his stuff on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Him behind the scenes is obviously an issue.
And so, that's another thing
he's a fucking psychopath.
Right. And this is another interesting thing that adds to sort of our perspective on this is that while you're a CM Punk fan, he is one of your favorite guys.
Absolutely.
Right. You are not I'll say this, completely unreasonable human being.
No.
And you can look at him with actual eyes and be like, this is a messy bitch.
He is. He's a fucking crazy person.
Who puts a lot of shit in front of him that he has a hard time working his way out of.
You can't constantly be the guy getting wronged when it's happening this many times.
Right.
It can't happen.
When you've left every company you've ever worked for in almost the exact same circumstance, it might not be everybody.
Yeah. Oh, Phil.
And I don't, coming from the other side of it, I still don't necessarily blame him, right? Was he in the wrong? Yeah, because you can't beat anybody up at work these days.
Can you though?
No, not and keep your job, right?
It's professional wrestling. You're a bunch of fucking carnies.
It is, but the industry is wildly different now.
Ain't like it was when I was growing up.
Right. It's not, fucking clarinets era, So, did the hammer come down on Punk? Yes. Should the hammer have come down on other people a little more? Yes.
Yes, it should have.
But the bad faith actors in the other side of this situation, the Young Bucks, and again, a lot of people sort of, cope and all other shit people are saying, a lot of people coping on Twitter and all that.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks played the long game, in my opinion, really smart here.
Yeah, and they're gigantic crybabies.
Right. And I hate the Young Bucks. Like, it's Joe Spost always says it, like, my enemy or my enemy's enemy, sure. Like, like, it's just what it is. Like, there's very few people in the world that I would be like, I'm on CM Punk's side. And the top two on the list are the fucking Young Bucks, right? Yeah. And you can't tell me that they didn't play the long game on this to push a fragile man to the edge, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell me that the Young Bucks didn't suggest to their cronies to needle somebody on the social media or see what you can get away with on TV. And even Tony Khan, to a level, had a hand in that the first time he was suspended. And after a brawl out, when he was gone, the first thing he did was put Colt Cabana back on TV.
Yeah.
Which could be perceived as a jab. Particularly.
Everybody called that was going to happen.
Right. Particularly if you're an ultra paranoid person like CM Punk is.
Yeah.
Right. And we talked about this a bit last week, but like, even if the Young Bucks had nothing to do with it and weren't playing a longer game on this, and I'm not saying there's some psychological masters or like criminal masterminds, I just think they knew to whatever they were doing, just like when they leaked to the dirt sheets, I think they know to keep 2 to 3, maybe 4 people in between them
sure.
and what they want done, right? So I even if they weren't involved and didn't have that sort of pressure, you can't look at what CM Punk's life and completely deny like that they were involved. Like everything that happened to CM Punk, if there was even the thinnest line drawn back to the Bucks or Hangman, whatever, you can't blame CM Punk for making that connection. He's a paranoid, messy man.
He's a crazy person.
But like when his travel gets fucked up, and the guy on Twitter who's saying he's in charge of AEW travel is liking anti-Phil tweets and appears on or is friends with the Young Bucks and may or may not have appeared on Being the Elite. I don't watch it because that's a show for losers. You can't blame the guy for drawing that connection, even if he is crazy and a little paranoid.
Even if at the end of the day it's not has nothing to do with it. You look at it and you go, yeah, I mean, I'd probably make that connection too. The
day after he's fired and they run a pay-per-view and the Elite do Being the Elite and Kenny grabs a bottle of a dark liquid with a blue label, and I understand it was a water bottle.
Yeah.
But like the connection is there because otherwise what's he drinking? Right?
I didn't even see it. I just saw the scuttlebutt about it. And I was like, oh God, I don't care.
Right, and it's clearly a water bottle, like whatever, but like he's backstage is like, I need a drink of something, and he grabs a water bottle and it's full of brown liquid that looks like cola.
Okay.
And he drinks it, and it has a blue label, which the water bottle probably had.
Yeah.
And he drinks it, and he's like, oh, what is this? What is this disgusting thing or whatever? And then like puts it down, spits it out or whatever. And it's like, I could certainly see that this was supposed to be Pepsi because they don't address what it is.
Okay.
He just drinks it and like says how gross it is. And they don't say like, well, what was it or anything. It's just, there's a bottle of brown liquid with a blue label that Kenny Omega. And again, if it's nothing, it's nothing. But in a man who is being who is in the middle of a feud with these guys, you can't say that isn't necessarily a shot. You can't say that it is, but you can't say that it's not either.
Yeah.
And then it's just up to how your interpretation is. And Phil, historically in his career, has enemies everywhere he looks, whether they're real or perceived.
No doubt, man. I've always said that guy. He doesn't just burn a bridge. He blows it up and flips you off while doing it. Like,
yes,
that's just who he is.
Right.
So it. I'm not thrilled about it.
Sure.
I don't think many people are thrilled about it.
I think it definitely hurts the company.
Yeah.
And we talked about this too. No matter how much Tony Khan feels he can recover, and I'm sure he will, and I want AEW too.
Absolutely.
And I think they've made the right steps, which we'll talk about later, to potentially do that.
Mm-hmm.
But, and whatever you say about Collision, we joke we're colliders here and the ratings aren't great and whatever. That show was given to Phil.
Yeah.
For Phil.
Yep.
Right? And there's another side of that I'll talk about in a second. But, it hurts the company to not have him there because there is the potential for Collision to not exist. Right?
Possibility.
If ratings come out over the next month and they go up, then all right, then that's fine, right?
Well, and it's going to be tough now because it's college football. It's here,
right?
So.
And I definitely think Warner Brothers takes that into consideration and understands that that's what's there, right? Yeah. Because it's not a great time slot, really. It's not a primetime time slot that it used to be.
No.
So I think they'll have that sort of adjustment. And it's up to the network. And we always said that too, like everybody monitors ratings and who gives a shit because the network's clearly happy. They're number one, whatever. Sure. So it's more sort of a standings thing where they stay on that. But there is big potential for big backlash to hurt this company without Phil. I absolutely think they were justified in firing him. Especially, if, if he knocked a dude, if he choked a dude out and was in such a rage that he was unable to be responsive to anyone trying to snap him out of it, that's a dangerous fucking situation.
I want to see that tape.
Right.
That's going to be like a wrestling holy grail now.
Absolutely. It's the new Tom McGee.
Somebody needs to fucking leak it and leak it quick.
Right. And the other side of that is the Tony Khan thing. Coming out, having the thing on TV saying that he was fearful for his life. And I think that was more of a legal angle that he was told to take.
I know, but oh my God.
But again, the dude's not a fighter. He's not a tough guy. He's a scrawny little guy.
I understand, but what a fucking... Ugh.
It doesn't bother me that much. It's just what it is.
I don't know, man. I just come from a different world, I guess.
I'm sure he was scared. You know, I'm sure he felt threatened, especially if the people are saying he lunged at Punk, or Punk lunged at him, and all that stuff, right? Was he afraid for his life? I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think that was more legalese that he was told to say.
I'm sure.
But, you know, again, this isn't a guy who wrestles. This isn't a former wrestler. This isn't a tough guy in any way. And the business is changed. You know, wrestlers in WWE aren't fighting backstage either. Like, it doesn't really exist in the world anymore.
Hachtui to that.
So, and, you know, as much as, you know, I like to say it's not like it was, and I do wish that the wrestlers did more cocaine, and there was more sort of the old school way of everything, wrestling is probably better off as a business the way it is now.
Sure.
You know, because it's not, it still is a traveling circus, but it's not as much of a traveling circus as it once was.
Yeah.
Right. And is Tony Khan a little bitch? Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Yes.
But nobody expected any less of him, right? If it was Bill Watts running this company and Bill Watts was like, I was threatened, my life felt threatened, then you're like, come on, Bill, let's get over this. But this is a scrawny little boy billionaire, you know, Money Mark, who's running a company who still kind of runs it like a Money Mark, right?
Yeah.
We learned at the presser that Jungle Boy has been suspended indefinitely. Probably I would have removed him also.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have said, hey,
right.
Who the fuck are you?
I would have said, you know, you did this on there's a bunch of sides of this. I'm going to cover as many as I can. But, I would have said, hey, you could have just shut the fuck up on the biggest show of our lives. And none of this would have happened.
Yep.
That would have and said you're fired, like, you know, and do, you know, you're welcome back if you prove to us that you've grown up, right?
You're fired. Go make money on the indies. Right. Go to NXT if you want.
Right, exactly. Go see what you're doing.
You're done.
We'll consider you in a little bit when you come on back, right?
Yeah.
So Thunder, but on the weird, so not weird, but the other side of this is. And this is the most interesting side, is like, there's a couple, right? Why did AEW let this happen?
Yeah. There's a lot different that they could have done.
Because it wasn't a secret that CM Punk and Jungle Boy were beefing.
Dude, I'll even take it back further.
Yeah.
At the press conference, brawl out, whatever.
Sure.
Tony Khan should have just said, hey,
right,
I know you're upset, but we can't do this. We can't be doing this out in front of people.
And instead he sat back and just
sat there and took it.
Right, yes.
You know, there's even...
I don't think he ever thought it would escalate like it did, but he should have nipped it in the bud.
Still, right then and there, dude, enough.
I agree.
We can't do this.
Especially not here.
No. Right. Like, if we all want to go... after this and sit backstage and have a meeting about it.
Yep.
All this could have been avoided.
Absolutely.
So a lot of it right there falls on Tony Khan.
Yep.
You know,
a lot of it falls on the way AEW is structured, and Tony Khan's at the head of it, and Tony Khan takes a lot of control of it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a lot of things in place that he should have in place.
Yeah.
And partially it's because you're such a big fan of Punk, so we let him do a little bit more than he probably should have.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was a little big-eyed about having his favorite wrestler there.
Of course, and it was a big deal. Right. No doubt.
Right.
Massive deal.
If I ran a wrestling company and Terry Funk, God rest his soul, walked in, I'd be like, Terry, do whatever you want.
Yeah, you know, that could have been...
Terry, not as problematic, but
that could have been nipped.
Yes.
Though.
Right.
There's other things with, you know, now, because I saw Steel got released today.
Sure.
Which is because then there was a report like last month they were thinking about opening up like a center in Florida for him, like for Ace Steel to like train people or whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, probably would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. They have the Nightmare Factory still, though.
Is that theirs, though?
Well, it's Dustin's, and that's...
Yeah, I don't know.
Dustin's affiliated.
All this could have been avoided.
Yeah,
you know.
For sure.
The Young Bucks refusing to sit and have a meeting with Punk.
Yeah.
Then right then and there to me, as Tony Khan, I would have said, okay, you're not willing to do what it takes for this company to succeed, we no longer need you.
Right. Nobody in this business or nobody in this company were willing to do what was best for the company.
Yeah. And, believe whoever story you want, the general consensus from every side was it seemed like Punk was the one trying to extend the olive branch.
Right.
Trying to apologize.
Sure.
Was remorseful for the press conference and everything like that. The other side of it were just, no.
Well, and Kenny seemed...
I don't want to.
Kenny was willing, but they did a united front.
Kenny was willing.
Yes.
Kenny often said, I wish you nothing but the best.
Right.
And Kenny was more understanding of, hey, this type of stuff happens.
Right. And even Hanger, although while he did take a couple of jabs, but Punk jabbed at him, so that was a little back and forth.
Yeah.
Hanger kind of stayed out of it, for at least publicly.
He kept quiet, which was probably for the best.
The driving force were the Young Bucks.
Yeah. They're the ones, them and their little cronies, Ryan Neville, I'm sorry, who the fuck are you?
Right, exactly.
Brandon Cutler.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You had literally nothing.
Right.
And now Jack Perry, which... Listen, I know everybody's like, whoa, well, he's been on TV consistently, and I don't give a shit.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's good.
Right.
Single Jack Perry, the most interesting he was when Christian turned on him.
Yeah. I think Jack has a higher ceiling. I think they can make something out of him in time.
Yeah. This heel turn so far hasn't been good.
That's been fine, whatever.
It's not good. It's flopping.
Mm-hmm. It was very good when it started, and it went nowhere.
Yeah.
Much like every program he's had. But he's young.
And then for him to, say what he said, and it's just very what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why out of the biggest show of the year, here's where you decide to take your shot?
Right. And that's an interesting thing. And so, and you said, you would tell the Young Bucks that you don't need them anymore. And while I wouldn't have at any point necessarily fired them, I certainly would have taken their EVP status off of them.
I would have let their contracts expire.
Right. And they said people are saying that them re-signing is one of the that upset Punk too, right? That they got re-signed. And I think Tony has a tough decision, and there is an argument to be made that you have to re-sign the Bucks. We hate the Bucks. I don't like them.
Sure.
But they are popular, albeit less popular than they were.
Yeah.
But they are popular, and they worked a really good angle. Their group name is the name of the fucking company. Right?
Sure.
So, what's All Elite Wrestling without the Elite? Lots of people are going to say that. Right? Better. So, I agree, but a lot of people don't. We're definitely in the minority on that, which is unfortunate, but it's kind of what it is, right? And I think Tony they worked that position the right way, saying well, WWE, and we'll bury you on TV.
Yeah.
Because they won't be like Cody is, where Cody's relatively classy about the whole thing.
Sure.
They won't be like that. They're petty little bitches.
Yeah.
And it is hard to sort of separate my lifetime distaste for them out of this situation. But the thing that I think is the most fascinating from the recent standpoint is Jungle Boy doing that on the biggest show of the year, right? It's a really dumb fucking move.
Yeah.
And besides that, if you go back and talk about the Glass thing where Shivani told him no and the agents told him no and medical told him no, and he refused to listen, and then Punk had to come into it. AEW should have had systems in place where they never even got to Punk. Punk shouldn't even feel obligated to do that.
Yeah.
I think one of the dumbest things in WWE history is Wrestler Court.
Yeah, it's so
fucking stupid, right? So I'm not saying there should be a Wrestler Court. There certainly shouldn't be, right?
But
AEW
real dumb.
Needs to have more people in place, and if Jungle Boy refuses these people, then you say, okay, go home.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I'm at work and HR comes to me and says, hey, you're acting a fool, and we don't want you to act a fool while you're employed here, please stop. And I look at HR and I say, I'm not going to stop. They'll say, go home.
Yeah.
And I know that it's wrestling and it's different, right?
I'd love to know who agented the Hook Jungle Boy match.
And maybe Jungle Boy cleared with somebody, maybe he didn't. But the biggest failing in all of that is even if Jungle Boy does do this on his own, goes into business himself and whatever, right? Who's the brainiac that made sure the first person CM Punk sees when Jungle Boy walks backstage is Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, the first person Jungle Boy sees is CM Punk. I know Punk's match is up next.
Yep.
Which you can move, right? But it's public knowledge that they're beefing.
Yeah.
It's everywhere that they have a problem with each other, right? And you're all watching the fucking monitors.
Yeah.
That it's not like he went through the glass and immediately walked backstage. There's time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So,
and let's even say, and Joe and I talked about this, and I'm stealing a little bit from him, so if he talks about it on it, I'll just know that it's Joe.
You.
But whatever. Even if maybe they put a couple people between them and CM Punk marched through those people or Jungle Boy pushed through those people, that's still on AEW to make sure that the two people backstage who aren't getting along stay fucking separated on the biggest night of your fucking company's history, right?
You would think.
And they didn't do that. And that's such a boneheaded fucking thing, right? You had a big miss with Brawl Out where you didn't keep that apart and Tony, let it happen, essentially. You should have learned, right? And they didn't. So Punk, of course he gets upset because the dude he's beefing with who looks like he's taking a shot at him is the first fucking person he sees when the show starts on the biggest night of company history. It's insanity. It is such a bad thing by the company, right?
Yeah.
And then, until that video comes out, and I don't think it ever will. I think legally they're not going to be able to show that video ever. Maybe it'll get leaked. Maybe Sean Ross Sapp will talk to the right fucking person.
Live leak, brother.
Right? But we will not know exactly what happened until we actually saw it, right?
That's with anything.
Right. So, we don't know, how, if monitors fell on Tony Khan, or how scared he was, or how enraged CM Punk was, or how sniveling young Jungle Jack was. We'll never know. And everybody's story's gonna be fucking different. And you saw how much the Miro narrative changed in, when somebody just started fucking listening, right?
Quick.
Right? So, we'll never actually know.
Yeah.
So the only thing we can actually say is that AEW, and through AEW, Tony Khan, who takes responsibility, I would say, for more of this company than he probably should, because he's a money guy and he's a fucking fan. He's a mark, if you will. It sort of, in a lot of ways, falls on him. Not 100% of the blame.
Yeah.
But he let things fall into motion that he could have very easily predicted or prevented. Yeah. If he just fucking thought about him for 5 minutes, or had somebody else fucking think about him for 5 minutes, right? You also work in a company where your president or vice president of talent relations in Christopher Daniels shows up to a show on a Saturday
and says, "Go home."
And one of your talent is able to say, "Go home."
Yeah, that's a mess,
right? And that again falls on the structure of your fucking company.
Yeah.
And then the other point on top of all that, and this is a Phil point, that I may lose you here, and that's fine. But the other side of that, Tony Khan did not do enough to prevent and proactively try to make sure these things didn't happen, right? Because people aren't going to get along. You don't have to get along with everybody you work with.
Of course not.
Just have the wherewithal to keep them apart, or whatever, right? CM Punk was given his own show, was able to pick his own roster, and he still couldn't make it fucking work.
So here's my counterpoint.
Yeah.
Was it he was given his own show, or was it other people didn't want him on Dynamite?
Well, I think a little bit of both. I think it's pretty clear from Warner Brothers' statements when it was happening that they felt that they really liked the idea of CM Punk having his own show and being on top of it.
They wanted him to be the focal point.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But how much of it was, hey, Warner Brothers saying, okay, you have this dude who's clearly a moneymaker.
Yeah.
You don't want to use him over here, or people don't want to work over here.
Sure.
So now, we have to give you another 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you do wonder, okay, how much of it was Warner saying it, and how much was it, oh, well, if he's here, we're not going to be here.
Right, and I agree that childish behavior is there.
It's there.
But I don't know how much that affects. Once you have Collision and Punk is insulated with only his friends on the roster,
sure.
He does a hard brand split. The company doesn't want to, but ends up doing a hard brand split for him, essentially. A medium density
I'll give you
brand split for him, right? And, so while the catalyst may be these guys can't work together, but they're both going to make money, we want to have 2 shows, and Warner Brothers goes along with that because they're very happy with it. Punk is still essentially on an island and still finds ways to cause problems. You know? And like, and that's sort of why they're both to blame, because Punk could have very easily let at least one thing roll off his back.
Yeah, I mean,
and you know,
it's tough.
Like, and I get it, and it's tough, and he's a paranoid, crazy person, right?
He's nuts.
But like, if you know, he very much could have said, you know, and this is like devil's advocate. This is sort of they're sharing the blame, but he could have said at any point, if Jungle Jack goes through glass, not really my fucking problem, right? If Hangman takes a shot at me on Dynamite, that's over there. I don't have to give a shit about it, right? Because it does take two. So if the Young Bucks and Hangman or whatever are just on Dynamite spouting off and piss people off, for sure, right? I get being pissed and whatever. But if he's just sat down and was able to say, well, they're over there. There's a wall between us.
Yeah.
And I'm over here. Let them look like the crazy people yapping at the sky, and I will just ignore the shit out of them. Phil has the inability to do that, and I understand.
Yeah, most pro wrestlers won't do that.
I understand.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, Punk is that, like, half a generation before those guys.
Sure.
So, you know, raised in the business by Harley Race. Yeah. Right? Like, raised in the sort of taking after those guys instilling them into him.
He learned a lot differently.
And the Young Bucks are from a half a generation that is almost entirely different.
Yeah.
But like there is merit in letting shit go.
Sure.
And that is not who Phil is as a person.
No, he does not let anything go.
Knowing that he's like that as a person, there could have been, and argued should have been, more fail-safes in place. And I'm saying, and it's hard to say that because then you're like, well, when does the fail-safes end? When do we stop it, right? Does it have to be 100? Is 50 enough? Is 10? We have 3.
Yeah.
Did we need 5? What if 5 didn't work? Do we need 10? So that it's always a what if, right? And we're never going to know the whole story. We're never going to know what fucking happened.
Nope.
But I will 100% believe, and you can't convince me otherwise, that this is a detriment to the company.
Yeah.
That the company is going to be down for a few months before they figure it back out.
You just lost your biggest merch mover by a lot.
Exactly. And they're not hurting for money.
No, that's a big factor, though, man.
It's a big factor, right.
Moving merch.
Right. But it's not going to put them in debt, losing him. You know, they're still making money on gates.
You're losing a lot of money.
You have a lot of people moving merch, but you are definitely not making as much as you were.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to turn away some fans. I think that'll recover.
Yeah,
I see a lot of people yelling and, well, this arena in 3 weeks only sold half their tickets. They always make that up. They always sell okay.
I don't know too much about the ratings shit anymore. I don't look into it.
I don't look into it at all.
But I saw with once the announcement was made on Collision on Saturday, they said 90,000 people tuned out. Okay, which that's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's. I think from what I remember seeing, that's a little under a quarter of their audience.
Yeah, which.
So, but that also means they were only drawing 400,000 or 500,000 every week, and that's not great.
Well, and again, college football's back.
Well, but that's historically though throughout the summer they're not drawing great because it's not a great time slot.
Saturday 8:00. It's
right.
Really
it's not a great time slot.
Yeah, I just think it is. The Elite have a hand in this
for sure.
Punk has a hand in this. AEW as a company has a hand in this,
right? And the Elite have a hand in this and are suffering basically nothing for it.
Yeah, they're just
and that's the biggest issue. I wouldn't have re-signed them to a giant contract if I was Tony. I think Tony panics. I think Tony, and everybody's saying this, and we talk about this. Tony needs a bad guy because he can't do this shit himself.
No, he needs a bad guy.
I would have let them try and walk and see. Let WWE throw all the money at him.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the only reason why the Young Bucks got re-signed was because they didn't want to lose Kenny and maybe Hanger, right? I think the Young Bucks are expendable, but they convinced their friends to stick around. But when it comes up to when the friends of the Bucks contracts are up, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm evaluating how much value a Brandon Cutler actually brings. I'm looking at how much a Michael Nakazawa actually brings.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how much that travel guy actually brings to the company.
Yep.
Saying, listen, you guys are under contract for 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. Young Bucks were already talking about retiring. Kenny's wrestling once a month.
Yeah.
You guys are all on the back end. Hanger's fine, right? Hanger's a draw.
I would keep Hangman. I would keep Kenny.
They want Hanger in NXT. Go right ahead, buddy. Yeah. But I would say, you guys are under contract, so sit out if you want.
Yeah.
But a lot of your friends aren't coming back because I think they've done too much against the company.
Yeah.
I sure as hell wouldn't have re-signed him as EVPs. I think that's a huge mistake. And something that Punk can lean in on and saying, I was, whatever it was, yeah, I was an asshole. Yeah, and I got into a fight. But the other side of that fight were executives in this company.
Yep.
And if I just beat the shit out of an executive, yeah, I deserve to be fired. But the fact that they fought me back, maybe they shouldn't be executives in a football company, in a wrestling company.
There was that audio clip of Mark Henry this week going around.
Don't know.
So the clip was he does that busted open radio.
Yeah.
And he was people. It's funny because they read the words, they didn't listen to the clip.
Oh, I did see this where he was being sarcastic.
So sarcastic. Yeah. He was saying, "Okay, problem's gone now, guys.
Right, exactly.
And everything's gonna be all."
And that's a big point.
Piss and rainbows, and shit and glitter or whatever he said.
Yeah.
He goes, "All right, problem's gone.
Right.
Let's see what you're gonna do now, guys."
If Apple allowed cursing in their show titles, this episode would be called "Piss and Rainbows and Shit and Glitter."
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, though. And then there's the talks where back in December, Punk was just over it.
Right, and he was ready to leave.
He was ready to. He was taking WWE offer. Just get me out of here. I don't want to be here.
Right.
Do you think he shows up in WWE?
I for sure don't think he shows up in Impact.
So the sale for WWE and Endeavor, whatever.
It's like
they get finalizes either this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah, so Trips is off the board then. So there's a big hurdle.
So really, it's Nick Khan.
Yeah, right. I hard to say because
him showing up at the Royal Rumble,
right? Because here's the thing. I don't watch WWE. I don't like WWE's product. A lot of reasons why I don't watch it. But the main reason is because I don't have a connection to the product. I don't like the way they shoot things. I don't like the way it looks. They have good matches, I'm sure. I'm just not that interested in the product, right? And it's not like I really do enjoy AEW, but if AEW went away, I wouldn't go back to watching WWE. But I'm not going to say I'm this man right now. But I remember when I was much pettier of a person.
You're still very petty.
And thank you. And the petty me would adore having CM Punk show up on WWE TV and air his grievances about that other company.
I would say, here's the microphone.
Right.
Say what you want.
Right. Gripe Bomb 2, Gripe Bomb 6, whatever it is.
The gripening.
I think, I think the problem is that, Phil is marked as a bit of a locker room poison, and is there people back there? Would that situation happen again in the WWE? I would like to think that the wrestlers in the locker room have a little more structure and a little more adult than the fucking Young Bucks and Ryan Nemeth.
Yeah,
There's a reason why these guys have had careers like they have. There's a lot of reasons why a lot of these guys are wrestling into their 40s without ever getting a look or a deal, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And, there's a reason a guy like Eddie Kingston isn't. It's because he doesn't have the body that WWE likes. There's a reason why Orange Cassidy didn't. It's because he's not tall enough.
Sure.
Right? But the Bucks, they've tried, and it just doesn't work out, right? Yeah. Kenny's one way or the other. But I think Punk going there, surrounded by people who, in a lot of cases in that locker room, were never on the indies, so don't have that sort of indie grudge and whatever about themselves. So probably, I don't know how long it would last. I don't know that Punk likes wrestling. I don't know that he ever started actually liking wrestling again. I know he told people he did.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he ever did. I think he liked the paycheck he was getting from wrestling, and he liked the reaction.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he actually ever fell in love with wrestling like the way he was when he was younger.
Yeah, it's tough.
But he's also petty. And he also can collect a big fat fucking paycheck for a very short term to go in WWE and have them take a shot at the alternate company. I think if Dana White has any say, that's happening.
Oh, of course.
Because Dana White is one of the pettiest people
and
on
they
the
have
fucking planet.
Him and Phil have a good relationship.
Right. So, I don't know. I'll tune in.
I think you'll see it happen.
But he did a lot of damage there.
He did.
So, and time heals all wounds. Vince,
so did the Ultimate Warrior.
Sure.
and they welcomed him back.
Sure, in a different capacity, but sure.
He was still back.
Yeah.
They let other Hall of Famers go and cut a promo on TV.
Vince will forgive for the sake of the business, right? They put Superstar in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. For the sake of the business, Vince will, yes.
Yeah,
but it's different when a guy is welcome back after his ability to be in ring is done versus someone who you want to have active in the locker room walking around all the time. It's a different situation.
He doesn't need to be a full-timer.
He doesn't.
He could work a little bit more than the Brock schedule.
Sure.
He could work with the Edge schedule. Mm-hmm. That's all you need.
Right. Well, the other side of that, though, too, is that if there's enough guys in that locker room that aren't Phil fans, they will have a bigger say in WWE about whether or not he comes in. Guys like Kevin Owens, I don't know what relationship they have with all these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know he's close with the Bucks, so who knows?
Right, but like guys like Kevin Owens, guys who knew Phil on the Indies who might happen to be there don't have a good opinion of him, and those guys do have more sway because they've been in the company a long time and they're professional and they have a good relationship with Vince. Those guys can sway a little bit more because AEW very much is. Tony's going to bring in whoever he wants.
Yeah.
When Tony wanted to bring in CM Punk, the Young Bucks were never happy about it from the beginning.
They were happy about it.
You think so? You
Absolutely.
think they were happy to work with him?
You go look at one of Phil, like his interviews and shit when he was like there. Those are two of the people that he said he wanted to work with.
Oh, really? Okay.
But
they said they wanted to work with him.
There was interviews before AEW where they even said that was like their dream was to work with him.
Okay. Well, I mean, they got
always
it.
Very complimentary of each other.
They got their dream.
Even Punk. There's like one. I think it was his like year anniversary in AEW.
Yeah. He
put up a bunch of pictures like this is the best year of my career.
Yeah.
Made new friends, rekindled old ones. And one of the pictures is with him and the Bucks.
Yeah.
So that shit went south real quick.
Sure did.
So,
right.
But either way,
interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know that it necessarily boosts WWE beyond being petty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are the ratings going to get any actually higher? Like, like most of the people who watch AEW also watch WWE. Like, it's not. So, like, I don't know that it, like, gives them this giant boost. I don't know that Phil is in a position to get a WrestleMania main event. I don't know that he's that wrestler anymore for WWE.
There was the report that, like, he wanted to come back at the Rumble.
Right.
Get eliminated by Kevin Owens. And him and Owens work a program, and then they main event one of the nights of Mania.
Sure. Because that's the thing. Punk never got to do that, and that also irks him, and he wants to do that. I don't know if Punk is that guy still, or WWE will ever view him as that guy still. But if I was WWE, he's certainly worth a couple shots at AEW.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just 6 months,
Bring him in on a 6-month deal. Right. If it works out, we'll bring you for more.
How did Cody get along?
I have no idea.
Right?
Not sure.
Because, like, Cody doesn't really necessarily get along with the Bucks anymore.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Okay.
When
Cody's a liar.
Yeah, when All Out happened and the Bucks, like, made all those Instagram posts, they posted the thing about Cody, and they're like, yeah, people don't think we're friends. Like, we're fucking still great friends.
Good for them.
It was Cody and Omega that had the issues.
I think if they do plan to bring him in, I think Cody, I think Kevin Owens, Brock, a lot of these guys have they will at least be surveyed on whether or not you want them in or not.
I know Brock and him would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've like openly talked about it. They're like, like we're friends.
Good. Good.
So, but again, Brock's not a full time guy.
Right.
And I don't know if Punk would be a full time guy.
Right. But, and like a lot of things, like there's a lot, I think WWE would ask a lot more people if they were okay with it, more than AEW probably did.
Yeah.
You'd have to get Heyman's approval.
Oh, Heyman would bring him back in a heartbeat.
We'll see.
He's a Paul Heyman guy, brother.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
It's tough. This is probably bigger than anything. This is the biggest bridge he's ever burned. So people might hesitate. I don't know. We'll see. But if I was a betting man, I'd bet a small amount of money that we see him at least once in WWE.
Yeah, I think he'll be back.
I think we'll get an AEW bearing promo out of it.
I agree. So, well, enough about that.
Yes,
because that's been a while.
It has been.
I guess we'll just talk about shit that we watched.
Yes, that's what we do on this show. Talk about the week of professional wrestling.
All right, so Saturday, WWE held a premium.
Oh wait, hold on.
Event.
General Adnan died. We forgot to talk about that.
That's right, because I don't know if you had that on your sheet or not.
No, I don't have any news on my sheet because I just Googled pro wrestling news.
Okay, So he died.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, General Adnan Al-Kaisi.
I don't know anything about him. Do you know anything about him? Oh, hold on. It's the top story.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the Triangle of Terror.
Adnan bin Abdul Karim Ahmed Al-Kasi El Farthi, who was also known as General Adnan, and Billy White Wolf in WWE.
Yes.
Sergeant Slaughter broke the news on Twitter. Condolences. Oh, he debuted in 1959 after an amateur wrestling career in Iraq and attending Oklahoma State University. Oklahoma.
I was just going to fucking do that.
He won the WWE tag titles with Chief Jay Strongbow in 76. Competed for AWA and New Japan. And in 1990, he returned to WWE and aligned himself with Sergeant Slaughter as the pro-Iraqi character.
Oklahoma.
And he teamed up with Slaughter and Colonel Mustafa in a losing effort against Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, at SummerSlam 91.
Triangle of Terror, baby.
And he was a playable character in both WWE 2K15 and 2K16.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. So,
fuck?
Yeah, look at that.
That's
84,
weird.
3 years older than Iron Sheik, and they're both dead. They died the same year.
That's sad.
I smell conspiracy.
Rest in peace, brother. All right. So, yeah, I guess I'll talk about wrestling that I watched. So, yeah, Payback. WWE Payback. 2 matches I watched.
Okay.
Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus in a steel cage match.
Yes.
They beat the goddamn shit out of each
I saw
other.
that picture of Trish with like the big bruise on her forehead.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was real or not. But
Oh, no, it was real.
Yeah.
She had a big old gooser.
Was it?
If only would let people blade. They
Yeah.
wouldn't have to really hit themselves hard enough. Match was awesome,
You
though.
think that was happening? They were trying to split her hard way, and she got bruised.
I wish they would have. That would have been
Funny.
sick. But yeah, Becky wins that feud kaput.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
Trish go away now? Or is she going to stay an active member of the roster?
Yeah, it should probably go away.
Yeah.
You don't need her around all the time.
Right.
I love Trish Stratus,
Yeah.
trust me. But
I don't, isn't that a watch? I don't know that, she sort of came back and had been feuding with Becky in one way or another
yeah,
since.
they've been feuding for a while.
But I didn't know if this was like, hey, I want to come back to wrestling, or it was just like, hey, we want you to feud with Becky and she's been having fun, you know?
Yeah. And then Judgment Day, which was Finn Balor and Damian Priest,
Okay.
had a Steel City street fight against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn
What does that mean?
for the tag titles. I mean, it was just brawl all around the arena. KO
Okay.
got busted hard way, which was cool.
All right.
There was hockey jerseys, hockey sticks.
Is this where
Hockey
Steen took
gloves.
off his shirt and had a Funker shirt on?
Yes.
And then he put on a hockey jersey?
Yes, and then he did a swanton off of a balcony.
I saw that.
To maybe Dom Mysterio through a table.
Kinda. He overshot a little bit. Oh, yeah, it was gross.
Steen, brother.
Huh?
Let's calm it down.
Right.
But they lose the straps.
Really?
Finn Balor and Damian Priest are the new tag champs.
That seems underwhelming.
Everybody in Judgment Day has gold.
Everybody.
Rhea's the
Dom's
women's
North American champ
Yeah,
still?
so they're all
Okay.
they have all the gold.
That's funny.
Um,
Does Priest still have the money in the bank?
he sure does.
Weird.
Yep, sure does.
So they're going to double gold him up?
Uh,
Have him beat Sethi for the nothing title?
I don't know. Dude, that title sucks. Monday Night Raw,
Okay.
Intercontinental title match.
Wait, you said he had 2 matches from Payback. Did you? Oh, we talked about 2 of them.
We
We're not
did.
talking about the main event?
No,
I watched the end of that. The stinky doo-doo.
nothing to talk about.
Okay.
Monday Night Raw, IC title, Gunther versus Chad Gable.
Yep.
Fucking rocked,
Heard it was great.
man. Oh
Yep.
my god. Seeing Chad Gable wrestle singles matches fires me up.
Yeah.
Because he is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And I love his finish as the Chaos Theory.
Nice.
But Gunther
Does he hit Gunther with it?
He does,
Yeah,
yeah.
that must be crazy visual.
wins.
Big Van Walter.
Big Van Walter. He wins with a lariat,
Okay.
which
As you should.
kicks ass.
Sure.
He hits you with what does he do? I know he hits you with a power bomb. Then he immediately lariats you, which fucking rocks.
Nice.
Officially
I know.
breaking the
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man's record as
Yeah.
the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion.
That's fine.
I guess.
I mean, I'm not happy about it. I don't have a dog in the fight because I don't watch. And you know, WWE not one for nostalgia, and it is a lot different. You know, I would love to see the amount of matches Honky wrestled in that time versus the amount of matches Gunther has wrestled during that time, and I like Gunther just fine. So those don't actually mean a ton. Like, you know, look what they're doing with Roman. Like, he's breaking all kinds of records too. So I think, you know, they're kind of looking to update those records and make the current guys seem a little more important.
Sure.
But God, would I love to hear Wayne Ferris on a podcast right now. Or just be a fly in his house where he's just punching holes in drywall and smashing dinner plates.
I'm sure his response would be, "I don't care, you fucking marks."
Well, I'm sure if you pushed him, he would have plenty more to say.
I don't know.
Listen, Gunther can have the numbers. He can have the days. Does not change the fact that the Honky Tonk Man is the single greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. So
sure is.
And I don't know that anybody will ever be able to change my mind on that. But good for him. At least it's a good wrestler. Honestly, like at least it's a dude that's fucking good. Like,
yeah, it's not like Austin Theory,
right? It could have been Austin Theory or Dolph or
that guy. Like, what's left?
I don't know.
I forget who it was.
What's left is matches before intermission on a hockey rink in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Dude, I saw somebody say, I forget who it was. There was a quote this week saying about Austin Theory, like, stop wrestling this boring ass 2000s like vanilla style. Like this, nobody cares.
Right.
This isn't good. Like, what your character sucks. Nobody knows what it is. Like you're just a guy,
right?
And you're just very generic. And just go away, please.
Yes.
So I didn't watch Rampage.
Me either.
So Collision, I guess a couple things happened. Obviously, you had the Tony Khan talk at the beginning.
And we didn't say this in the beginning, but we talked about this, like you and I, when we were together this week. Like, all the credit to Tony in the world for coming out in front of that crowd before the show started and taking one on the fucking chin.
You had to, man.
Because, and the video he played before the show, again, that was definitely...
It was literally verbatim.
That was definitely a legal thing. But him sitting in front of the crowd, grabbing a chair, sitting down in front of an audience in Chicago, and addressing everything takes fucking balls.
Yeah. I did laugh when he said the thing about being scared for his life.
Yeah.
And you audibly just hear the crowd get louder booing, and that girl film was like, "You're a fucking pussy."
Right. Right. But, he knew that was the reaction he was going to get. He wasn't expecting a hero's welcome here. And to do it anyway takes a lot of fucking guts,
tried
man.
such a babyface promo.
He did.
I'm from here.
Yeah,
and
right.
I was raised here.
He tried. Sure.
It's like a brother.
Right.
It ain't happening.
But I do, commendable to go out and do it. Because he didn't have to do that. They could have just played the video. And he could have got booed out of the fucking building from there. But he felt an obligation to come out and address the crowd and whatever connection he has to wrestling fans.
Yeah.
I will commend him on that. And I think it's the right move to come out and take that on the fucking chin and not run away from it. But, I would also maybe not show up on my TV so much and just sort of back away a little bit. Just be the dude. You don't have to do any,
step back,
don't do
brother.
any cute things.
Yeah.
Don't come out with any announcements. Just, sit back for a little bit.
Chill out. Ricky Starks cut a good promo.
It was a great promo when he challenged a 70-year-old man to a fight.
Yes, and the contract says the Dragon.
Right. I thought this was a fun bit.
Oh, I did too, because then out comes Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Anytime he's on my television, I'm a happy boy.
The weirdest part of this was Ricky Starks started this promo, I thought, like a babyface promo.
Yeah, it was
great.
We
didn't know where this was going to go, right? Because Punk's gone. So we don't know what their plan is. They're like, Punk's gone. Do we turn Ricky babyface and try and make Punk the heel and all this? What do you do? And he compliments Big Bill on overcoming addiction, but then becomes we do all this and you don't appreciate us for it.
Yeah.
And I did. I enjoyed it a lot. So
yeah. I don't really have anything else from Collision.
Yeah. I just have sort of what happened. I like that they tried to fix the Darby Nick Wayne forgiving AR Fox angle. I don't
even remember it.
Yeah, so Nick Wayne comes out and confronts Darby, and Darby sort of explains why he forgave, why he forgave AR Fox, and just tried to make it make a little bit of sense, and they did a good job with that. They said that the reason why is because Darby told a story about how he had gotten into a fight with Buddy Wayne, also, and they stopped talking, and Buddy died, and they weren't talking. And he feels terrible about never being able to reconcile with Buddy Wayne while he was alive. And then, because I didn't know that Buddy Wayne died when Nick Wayne was 11 or whatever, or 13. So he's he goes, my mentor died before I was able to be the bigger man and have a talk with him like adults and get beyond it.
Yeah.
And he's and that's why when AR Fox went through what he went through, I didn't want to have a similar situation. I wanted to make sure I was the bigger man now before something can happen.
That makes sense.
And it's good because it was, we all know the real reason is because AR Fox was a fucking dummy. You know, and that's why he got, you know, bounced out of what the biggest, best program of his life to now just be a job guy again.
Yep.
You know,
hey man, you did it to yourself.
But I like that they at least addressed it. I thought that was smart.
Sure.
And of course, then we get Christian coming out and apologizing to Nick Wayne for not asking for his mom's phone number the week before.
Oh, do I love him?
And then we get the Claudio Wheeler promo, which I also really like. Lots of promos leading into the pay-per-view, obviously.
Yeah.
But the Claudio where he's like, you think beating up Wheeler is a big deal? I beat him up every day.
Aww.
So that was funny.
Poor Utes.
We also get which I also like. I liked a lot of these promos. The Eddie Shibata promo where Shibata uses his phone translator to say you suck, which is funny. We get Rodzilla, where Jeff Jarrett lies about being the leader of the NWO and Rodman was there.
Listen, prove him wrong.
Right. And what else? The main event is Jay White versus Dax, which is a very good match.
I thought that was a very good match.
Very good match.
I'll give you that.
Cash throws up the Punk X on his way out.
He does.
Which is hilarious because that man's about to get suspended for all his legal shit in Florida.
Well, who knows?
So, I mean, I would assume Tony's going to have to, at least at this point, show that he's a little more stricter on guys.
You never know with him, man.
Right. The Bucks save at the end. They want a handshake. FTR bails. To all the build to the pay-per-view.
Yes. All out.
Yes.
What?
Oh, the double pop.
Huh?
The double popper is what they call that.
Why? We didn't take a
No.
break from recording to eat and watch football?
No, not at all. No? Not good? Has Ghost hit a roadblock? Uh-oh.
Try it.
I haven't had a Ghost I didn't like. This is going to be upsetting. Although everybody's coming out with a bomb pop, so it's a stiff competition.
It's a hot flavor anymore, but...
Yeah, no.
Right?
Not good.
What's the problem?
Over-indexed on the lemon.
Too much lemon. All right, good.
Over-indexed on the weakest of the flavors in the bomb pop.
Drink it,
yeah, it's not terrible. But thinking that's going to be a bomb pop, if they were like lemonade, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty good fucking lemonade right there. Yeah. Over-indexed on the lemon.
Doesn't work for me, dog.
And because it's sugar-free, it's that fake lemon. Which don't work. Yeah. Not great.
Ghost, that's a mess.
Tastes like eating lemongrass.
I almost got the cherry limeade one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I had that one.
Yeah?
It's no Sonic cherry limeade.
Well, I mean,
but it's pretty good.
What the fuck is?
All right. Pay-per-view. Which we partook here at Soon to Be Named Network North.
Damn right we did. Labor Day weekend.
It was a We Need Wrestling Adults with Wrestling crossover.
Yeah. Good old collabo. Tim, missed you. Marcus,
right?
Still waiting, brother.
Right. Anytime you guys could have came out. It was Labor Day. You know where to be the next day.
Yeah, you can't fucking work.
Right.
All right. So
one of you could have slept in the house even. The other one outside
in the driveway.
On the gravel.
Yeah, not even in your own car.
Where the bears are.
So all out, not going to run on the whole card.
Okay.
But if you feel that you want to talk about anything, obviously, the first thing I wanted to talk about was Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, right. So, I don't run the whole card. But, this is where this card gets ridiculously good.
That's where it hits a different gear here.
It does not really let off the gas.
No.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
This match was,
there's a shirt for this match
I
now.
saw now. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Right.
I feel like they owe Big E some cash.
Absolutely. Crazy-ack on Planet Stasiak for meat.
Well, that's true. I saw him tweet out a picture today of his biceps.
Is he alive?
Yeah, dude.
What's he doing?
Probably personal
Why
training.
isn't he in the wrestling business?
He fucking should be, but he brought up something about meat.
Yeah? All right,
the
good.
real meat.
He was meat.
He should be Planet Stasiak. Everything's crazy-ack on Planet Stasiak.
Right. Goddamn right.
So yeah, Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Man, this kicked so much ass.
It was awesome.
It was just a hoss fight.
It was just a hoss fight, but AEW doesn't do them like this that often.
No, and it was different than a Japanese hoss fight.
Yeah, for sure.
This was an American pro wrestling hoss fight.
Yeah.
I might have to sneeze.
Oh, you unprofessional.
I felt it coming.
Buddy.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, so like, because that's the thing, like, they're not open hand slapping and like all that sort of shit,
big
right?
Moves,
but
big
like,
clubberings.
it's two walls just running into each other.
Which
And I'm not
love.
talking about the wall.
It's the wall, brother.
But yeah, it's just fun. Like, it's just a rockin' match. And like, I think we've said
crowd
this
was so into it, man. They helped make the
for
match.
sure. Like, these guys earned everything. This is what everyone should be getting from these guys for a long time now. But I think every time we see these guys on paper for AEW, we're like, all right, here's the match. They're going to do it. They're going to have the big meaty man match. And like, they finally did it, and it rocked.
And I will say, this was a Collision program. A show like Collision
Sure.
is able to give you that 2 extra hours to make this match happen.
Absolutely.
You know, where unfortunately both these guys,
Right.
Dynamite-wise, were lost in the shuffle. That's just how it was.
For sure. Right. I mean, Miro went home. He's like, there's nothing for me.
Yeah,
Hobbs was start and stop 90 fucking times.
So when you finally give them time and
Right.
let them build this program,
Yep.
and then they have a match like this, then you go, okay, now I get it.
Right, and
this is what you use Collision for.
Right. And Joe was saying while he was here, maybe even on the show this week, saying like he wanted the TNT title to just be the Haas division title for a little while, which would be great, but that's not the way they went. But that doesn't mean you can't get fucking Archer back and Cage and whoever the hell is big guys you have, and just do this match do a match like this every week.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be for anything. Just
division,
big guy tournament. Not tournament. Tony Khan loves fucking tournaments.
Yeah.
Like they're going out of style. But just for this, just like you have a fucking 6-minute women's match every week. Just have this 6-minute fat guys match every week.
You're not fat.
And then I'm not fat. And then
Fatso.
look at me, fat.
Sure, 6 sizes too small. Fatso.
Did you see that dude's pizza place is like skyrocketing in sales?
Yeah.
Good for
I
that
saw
guy.
he has a sign. He's like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Orders only.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Okay.
Fatso. But yeah, like just give me Haas matches. I love them.
Yeah.
They may not be 5-star technical wizardry matches, but they're 5 stars in my heart.
This was great. It was so much fun, man.
It is just this particular type of wrestling that not WWE doesn't really do it a ton anymore. They do. Sheamus exists. Gunther exists. Big E exists.
Drew McIntyre.
Right.
You know.
So but it's gone a little bit out of style everywhere.
Yeah.
And WWE's bringing them back a little bit. Bring them back. They're fun, and the crowd fucking loves them.
Yeah, it was great. The we want meat forever. I mean, I loved it. It was so much fun.
Forever.
Meat forever.
It's hilarious.
I was texting Doug, and I was like, Doug, you'd be so proud right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that match fucking ruled.
Yeah.
And like the crowd got up and stayed up.
Miro wins, then you get the debut of former WWE superstar CJ Lana Perry.
Right, yes. Hot and flexible.
Yes, hot and flexible CJ Lana Perry. Miro says that he'd forsake her or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw her a little backstage thing. She's like, you would forsake this?
Uh-huh.
I was like, no, I would not.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I have that I want to talk about.
Yes.
Bryan Danielson.
Right, so the women's match was, in my opinion, one of the better women's matches they've had.
Better than expected.
Crowd's into it. Good for Statlander.
Yes.
In her Zoolander gear.
I love that she got the Ben Stiller
Right, she got the
reply.
Ben
That
Stiller
was
nod.
cool.
Great stuff. She retains.
Yeah.
Tony Storm seemingly completely out of the Outcasts.
Yo,
Because she...
more on Tony Storm later.
Absolutely. But yes, Bryan Danielson, Ricky Starks.
Brother.
In what was supposed to be the CM Punk spot. We all know this. Supposed to be a strap match.
I guess, yeah.
I think the reports have come out that that's what it was going to be. And... You know, I said earlier when we were talking that AEW sort of made a bit of a statement. I said this to you personally, off air, but just when we were talking before, I said they seem to have signaled that Punk's gone. Here's what we're going to do to replace him, and one of those guys is Danielson.
Yeah, and even in the post scrum or whatever, they kind of hint at, I think Saturdays might work better for your schedule.
Right,
you know.
You know what? And he said, Tony Khan has said in the past, if I'm going to give anybody creative control over the whole company, it's going to be Danielson. Give him Saturdays.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Let him take a day off.
Yeah.
Let him do Saturdays.
Yes.
This match is just...
This match is rules.
Pure violence. Right. Dude's getting whipped in the face with the strap.
Yeah.
Those strap shots were gross.
Yes.
Did you see the picture Starks put up of him in the airport? Yeah. Dude.
Insane. Insane.
Oh my god, they both bleed buckets.
We were rocking and rolling during this match.
Oh my god,
in the house here.
Yeah, we were having so much goddamn fun.
Right, and this to me, first 5-star match on this card.
Yes.
One of the best strap matches of all time.
This is going to be number 2.
Number 2 to Vader Stinger.
Yeah.
And just insane.
Okay, there's number 3 for the Apple Pie Indians.
Well, that's
a real number 1.
That's true.
But for real, this is just incredible pro wrestling.
Right. There was a point in this match where Danielson, I'm going to say accidentally, whips Starks across the mouth.
Right in his mouth. And
Starks takes it, gives it back to him.
That's what I love is
and
that
those
Ricky
guys
gave
continue
it
that
back.
match. Right. And that's the way Danielson will want it.
Yeah.
And like this, they brutalize each other. It's also a well-wrestled match. It's bloody. It looks great.
Incredible.
5 stars on the douche scale, which is the maximum you can get without a roll-up.
Steamer getting involved with Big Bill.
Absolutely.
You were mimicking the chops while he was doing it. You got so fired up. Oh, it was so great.
Because I knew when he stood up, I'm like, he's going to eat the chops.
He's doing it. Oh, it was great, man.
So
fuck, it was so
right. 5 stars.
You're right. First 5-star match of the night.
First 5-star, for sure.
Next one that I have is Claudio and Yuta against Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata.
Yes.
Again, so much fun.
Right.
Shibata hits a spinning back fist on Yuta that I thought killed Yuta.
Yeah, cleans his clock. Absolutely.
BCC, they do get the win.
They do.
Eddie took the pin, right?
Yeah.
Eddie took the pin.
I'm watching this thinking, very, very in the beginning, I'm like, the smart move here is to not let Eddie and Claudio touch. And they're doing that. Claudio's in.
He's just ignoring
Eddie. Shibata tags Eddie in. Claudio tags out. And they're doing that a little bit. And it's like maybe 2 minutes into the match. I'm like, they're not going to touch until the end. The roof's going to go off the place. And then Eddie just tackles Claudio.
And all hell breaks loose.
Right.
Again, you know what, man? Seeing Wheeler Yuta in a spot like this.
Yeah. He's always delivered, man.
I've never been saying Wheeler Yuta had a bad match.
Everything they've asked of him, he's delivered on.
Wheeler Yuta live at Steel Stack SmackDown next Saturday.
Right. And curse
Get your tickets.
Jazzwares ringside for not having that. If you go on the Bloody Yuta figure,
I have that pre-ordered.
It says late August.
I know I have it.
Well, it's mid-September. You fucking bastards.
I would love if I get a shipping notification tomorrow.
If that was in stock, I was buying it.
Yeah,
I was buying it and taking it to meet Yuta.
Yeah.
If it comes up in stock, I'm placing an order.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll get here in a week.
Order.
Well, they ship pretty quick. So
they do. They're only from New York.
Yeah.
So.
But Yuta always delivers.
He delivers.
Right? What a great addition. And interesting enough, if you go back far enough in AEW, he was their second choice.
Yeah.
They wanted Garcia, and Jericho claimed Garcia.
Yeah.
And Garcia's great, and Garcia's over.
Garcia's phenomenal.
But the position that Garcia is in is way different than the position Yuta's in.
I agree. 100%.
And Garcia would also be able to deliver, and Garcia would be great in all these things. But Yuta is he's just doing such a good fucking job.
He's different.
He really is. Yeah. He's different.
Next match I want to talk about.
Yes.
Konosuke Takeshita
next on the card
versus Kenny Omega.
If I swear to God, Tony Khan, if it's not Eddie versus Claudio and Arthur Ashe with Eddie fucking winning, you don't know how to book wrestling. I'm revoking your license.
So this one, again, was kind of, I don't know if this is the culmination of the feud. I guess it is.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else there is.
Yeah.
Kenny, they got the better of Kenny. They beat him.
Yeah, Takeshita beat
I saw someone saying Kenny has lost 6 pay-per-views in a row.
Yeah, so don't ever say Kenny doesn't lose.
He's doing what he's supposed to do here.
Dude, this match.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything for Kenny to do in this feud. I think Callis builds a family. Maybe, but because they're not, it's not going to be the Elite because the Bucks aren't involved and Hangman's involved in something else, which we'll talk about. So yeah,
they're still teasing maybe Sammy's joining. Who knows?
I don't know.
But this match, this is my second 5-star match of the night. I thought this was an absolute humper.
Okay.
I thought both dudes were incredible.
Yeah.
Chemistry was so spot on. I loved when they did the screwdriver spot.
Yeah, great spot.
Where you thought when Takeshi pulled the screwdriver out of the mat, he was going to stab him, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
But But Takeshita pins him, man, clean as a sheet. And,
Yes.
we were sitting here, and I know Joe's been part of this. I'm just saying, okay, let's go with Takeshita. Give him that push.
Right. Yep.
Put your stock in this guy. One of a few guys that before the main event I said should have beaten Orange Cassidy for the international title.
And beating Omega, much like beating Jericho, is a symbol to be moving up.
That's huge.
Right. I am fine with you giving this 5 stars.
I loved it. I won't
be surprised if it doesn't get 5 stars from dumb fucking Meltzer.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't think he's going to give it 5.
You know?
I don't think
it's
so.
Omega.
I know. I don't think he's going to give it 5.
All right.
But I think it is. I'm not going to argue with you that this is the second 5-star match on this card.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to talk about before the main event. I don't know if you do.
No, there's only one match.
It's that 8-man tag with Bull Club Gold.
Crowd was hot for it. It was good. I liked a lot of the stuff.
Sore thumb, though.
Yeah. It's in the death spot for a reason.
Yeah.
I still thought it was good. I think, I love watching Bullet Club. I love watching Juice Robinson.
He's the best.
But the Young Bucks stuff puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
And when the Young Bucks come in from the run from Haas match through Takeshita Kenny, and then the Young Bucks are coming in doing over choreographed spots and 1.5 million super kicks, and then FTR follows in.
That was going to be my point. Yep.
On these over choreographed spots. I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
You guys, plus leading into this, you wouldn't shake hands. You were a shaky unity at best here because you were like, I don't know how much we like you, and we're you're these guys, and we're former rivals and whatever. So like, if the Bucks are doing all the flippy doodah shit, FTR should be doing the opposite of that and doing what they do regularly.
Yeah. But
instead, they well, we're going to do the flippy doodah stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't love that part of it. But I love Juice Robinson with all my heart. The 2 best characters on AEW TV right now doing character work are Juice Robinson and Tony Storm.
Can we give a little love to Roddy Strong, though?
Oh, Roddy's doing
Adam!
But and that's what they need. They need to lean into that character stuff. But yeah, it's good. It's fine. But it is very much the lull built in before you get to this main event.
Main event time.
Which is
the challenger, Jon Moxley.
Yes.
The champion, international champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Yep. What a big deal to see him main event a pay-per-view.
A huge deal.
I loved on Collision the promos both these guys cut, putting each other over.
Right. And I kept explaining that to Michelle this week because, she likes OC, and, I know OC. I've known him. We're acquaintances at best, but, knew him a long time ago. We'd cross paths, and he's a great dude, right?
Yeah.
So Michelle likes him. Michelle likes his character and stuff. And I was like, he got real bloodied and he lost, and because she saw him come out on Dynamite all bandaged up. And I was like, well, Mox cut this promo, and I said that he doesn't put him down at all. And it's what we always say. Well, you don't want to lose to somebody you make fun of. That's why Eddie fucking Cole Cox Sammy Guevara that one time before they were handing out suspensions for those things. Well, they did get suspended before they were handing out pink slips for those kind of things.
Yeah.
But Mox is just he's a great wrestler. He's better than anybody says he is. All these old fogies are stupid, and I'm going to have to kill him.
My favorite line was, if this guy's cosplaying, who's he pretending to be?
Right.
Because the guy's about to run. Nobody could touch him right now.
Right.
I love that.
Unbelievable run with that title. 31 or 32 defenses.
It was 32. I love, too, when OC said, Moxley, you've come along. You've picked this company up off the ground every single time that it's down, and you carry this company's weight on your shoulders. I'm going to take that weight off your shoulders.
Right.
I loved it. Oh, it was so perfect.
It was great.
This match hits.
Yeah. And
it hits fucking hard.
Absolutely.
Man. Moxley has to go to the lengths to put him down.
Yep.
I forget what he kicked out of, what OC kicked out of.
He kicked out of a Death Rider once, and the Gotch style.
Moxie's in the corner, and he kind of does the Father, Son, Holy Spirit thing.
Yeah,
and it just says
North, South, East, West.
Yeah, North, South, East, West. Yep. It just says, what am I going to have to do?
Right.
What do I have to
West,
do?
East, I guess.
And OC stands up, bloody as fuck, flips with the birds, and Mox hits a gross Death Rider.
Right, and Mox doesn't bleed in this match.
No, which Adam said it perfectly during the match. We all were, oh, Mox is going to bleed buckets. And he said, if Mox is winning, I don't want him to bleed.
Yeah.
And it made sense.
Right.
It made so much sense. That's right, Adam. You made sense,
well, and
brother.
it makes sense, too, because Orange Cassidy isn't the guy who has an offense that's going to make you bleed.
Exactly.
It's not what he does. But yeah, this match, if the dude scale went above 5 stars without a roll-up, this would have got more than 5.
Yeah.
5 stars. One of the best AEW matches in the history of the company.
This is my third 5-star of the night.
Yeah.
All out, absolutely over-delivered.
Yes.
For a card that, on 6 days build, less than 6 days really for build.
Yeah. Some of it was a little longer, kind of, but not really.
Well,
because some stuff they didn't put on the Wembley.
Starks was 24 hours.
24 hours, right, exactly. Yep.
It was incredible.
One of my show of the year so far, top 3 AEW pay-per-views of all time, and top 10, potentially like top 10 wrestling pay-per-view of all time. From an in-ring perspective,
it was absolutely incredible. Better. It was fucking incredible. Yeah. Kudos to them. Again, I understand, I was talking to my boss this week, and he said he loved the pay-per-view, thought it was fantastic. The week-to-week television, it's not always the best. It's just not. Yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to have every show be a banger.
Right.
I get it. And I can see where some people might say, we're just, the week-to-week's not great. I totally get that. They always deliver on pay-per-view, though. Yes, always. And I love the show. And that's so much fun.
Yeah, that's the formula, right? You don't, AEW almost creates a problem for themselves when they have Kenny Omega doing 5-star matches on a Dynamite. Yeah. Because then what's the pay-per-view going to do?
Him and Moxley in that cage match for free on TV.
What's the pay-per-view going to do then? So, it is more of a WWE way of thinking, but WWE downplays their wrestling and ups the storyline during the week.
Always.
And then their pay-per-views go huge. AEW's a little different because they don't have as many pay-per-views, but they've never had a bad pay-per-view.
Never. Not
I think
ever.
Their worst pay-per-view was still good.
I agree with you. I agree.
So, it's, they fucking deliver. And this really delivered.
It did.
This is it's the first forbidden door in this show. It's crazy how good these shows were.
This was absolutely incredible.
It just, and obviously we're big fans of OC. We're big fans of Mox. We're big fans of Eddie. Yeah. And our guys are getting their moments. And, OC's the other guy that this, to me, even in losing, and it's fine, I wouldn't have had him lose, especially in the match. I would have oh shit, maybe he shouldn't lose here, but I get it.
I get it now.
Mox is defending against Action and Andretti on Collision. Fuck, that's about whatever. It's fine. OC had some easy ones too. Mox is gonna have a good run, to be a different run, but OC has to get moved into something else. Yeah. Because to me, like I said before, they said Punk's not here.
Yep.
What are you gonna do about it? Well, we're gonna do Bryan Danielson because he comes back early. We didn't talk about that. That fucker was like, you see me throw a punch with that arm? You didn't, because I still can't use it.
The post-scrum was perfect. Yeah, Danielson saying that about his arm.
And then he almost fell off the stage and Tony Khan was at a fucking heart attack.
Everybody had a collective gasp. Yeah. And then him saying, Ricky Starks carried me through that match.
Yes. Crazy thing. Whoa. So Starks could be the third one even. Starks should be at the top, but the main event of this pay-per-view, even in losing to Mox, to me, was this company saying, we have this guy. We have Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
And fuck you if you don't like him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think it was from StarCast or whatever. We talked about this. I don't know if you watched it. I think we talked about it, where the guy is interviewing Orange Cassidy, and he says, how'd you come up with the character? Well, it's just me or whatever. He goes, well, I notice you don't smile much. Why don't you smile? He's like, well, don't think about it. And he's like, okay. He goes, what do you say to the old heads and the Jim Cornette, the guys like Jim Cornette that said, fuck Jim Cornette. Let me just get that out of here right now. But the guys like Jim Cornette who say you're ruining wrestling and you're a cosplay wrestler and you shouldn't be on TV and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And OC just goes, I wrestle the way I wrestle for me. I wrestle the way I wrestle because I like to wrestle this way.
Fucking Ivan Drago.
Hey, right.
I fight for me.
He says, last time I checked, I don't work for him.
He's right.
He's absolutely right.
He's right.
What the fuck does Jim Cornette have to do with the wrestling business right now?
It's
nothing. And and Cornette's an asshole, and he's always been. And he knows that his ratings started to waver, so he has to lean into the bullshit that he's doing now, right?
Sure.
And it sucks because, and I said this to Joe this week, he is the most knowledgeable encyclopedia of professional wrestling that we have alive.
Yeah.
There's nobody else. There is nobody else that has the knowledge of the history of professional wrestling that Jim Cornette has.
Yeah.
But I don't give a shit. Because he is a fucking prick.
Yeah.
And it sucks that he's the one that knows everything. He's the one that has all this information in his head.
Don't pay attention.
But he sucks ass and he's dumb as fuck. You cannot watch that Orange Cassidy match and be like, oh yeah, cosplay wrestler stinks.
Yeah, he was fucking incredible.
Fuck you.
It was incredible.
So good.
Yeah. All out, amazing pay-per-view.
Right. And Mox is one of the best. And Cornette also doesn't like Mox.
I know, which is crazy.
Right? But Mox is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Yeah. And OC is right up there with him. I was going to hold his own. Doesn't need to hold his own. Like, incredible.
When Bryan Danielson says that he used to refer to himself as the best wrestler in the world, and now he says, no, it's Jon Moxley.
Right.
He's the best wrestler in the world.
Right. And he also said, could be Orange Cassidy too. I don't know.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's the ultimate praise. And again,
right.
Danielson coming out to the final countdown and all of us singing.
Right.
Felt good. I said, get me a medal fucking great. I need to hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so much fun, dude.
Well, and I will say this. Bryan Danielson can say whatever he wants. Bryan Danielson remains the best wrestler 100%. In the world. He is
1 million.
He is the best
%. I love him
in-ring wrestler
so much.
Maybe there ever was. I'm sorry, Mr. Hitman.
Oh, Mr. Hitman.
If I had a time machine, we'd get that figured out real quick. But we don't.
Mr. Hitman.
The last 20 years, Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler.
That's just a proven fact, my friend.
That's what it is.
So, Dynamite?
Yes, Dynamite.
We kick it off. Orange Cassidy coming out, getting his flowers, which was nice.
Yeah. I thought for sure he wasn't coming out. I was like, give him some time off.
Well,
let him sit home for a couple weeks.
This was kind of nice to have him there, get his cheers, and then just be like, yeah, it's when we sit home. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And then he left.
And he's like, I'm Orange Cassidy. I don't have a catchphrase, which is now his catchphrase.
Which is perfect.
Just like how Chris Candido was no gimmicks needed, which is in fact a gimmick.
Sure it is. That's what CM Punk has tattooed on his hand.
No gimmicks?
No gimmicks needed.
On his hand?
Yep, there's one hand. He has no gimmicks
needed. Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a big Candido guy, I guess.
Interesting.
Jon Moxley squashes AR Fox for the international title.
Yeah, AR Fox back in his natural position in the circle of wrestling life.
Hey, brother, did it to yourself.
Yes.
Christian is backstage with Nick Wayne.
Right. Darby's in the ring doting on AR Fox.
Which is weird.
And Christian confronts Nick Wayne.
Yeah, says something about a dead father and a hot mother again. Mm-hmm. Just says, if you want to...
Was it this the point where he says, I didn't know your dad was a wrestler, so I looked him up and he stunk?
Yeah. Dude, how amazing is he?
Yeah, so Christian is on a fucking run, man. Did I send you the video of that little girl?
Amazing.
At the meet and greet where she comes with a replica belt and he takes it off of her for the picture.
It's so cool.
What a monster.
And he opens up the press scrum by saying, how are all of your fathers doing? Yes. Oh, he's so perfect.
Well, and then at the scrum, too, when they were like, he just handled it so well. And like, you and I complained about when they do this shit in kayfabe, because like, you don't have to do that here.
Yeah.
But when there was like, what do you feel about Edge coming in? He's like, I'm here to talk about me.
Yeah. I'm making money.
Right.
Let's talk about me.
Right. Fantastic.
Oh, he's so perfect.
Yep, absolutely.
Chris Statlander defending the TBS title against Emi Sakura.
So happy that Emi got this spot here.
I was too, and good fucking match.
Yeah.
I know we were talking a little bit in Discord last night, and I said, that's a perfect 5-minute match.
Right.
I know Mike said, yeah, let's just do it for 21 weeks in a row, and then people will like the women's division. And he's right.
Absolutely.
You can put that on television, something like that every week, and that is going to get the women's division over.
That's how WCW built the Cruiserweight division in the mid-90s. Yeah. Was short little matches to be like, oh, that was really good as fuck.
Let's refocus,
Right. Emmy hits that great crossbody on the steps.
Oh, so good.
So good. Emmy's super talented.
Battle that they had, which was nice. I saw Emmy and Saraya kind of working a little thing on Twitter.
Yeah, so Emmy called her like a crybaby or whatever. And
and
then Ed, of course, took the opportunity to make fun of Ronnie Radke.
Ed, you're wonderful.
He's a national treasure.
Roderick Strong with an amazing vignette about his parents.
He's born alone. He's going to win this tourney alone.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the story about Roderick Strong's parents?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Apparently his mother shot his father.
Oh, really?
Wow. I'm pretty sure that was a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't bring it up here. So Jericho and Sammy against Aussie Open.
Yeah, the sex gods.
Yeah. I said it in our little chat. Man, I really think like Aussie Open needs to be the next tag team champs.
Yeah, for sure.
3 minutes later, the motherfuckers job out to Jericho for no fucking reason whatsoever.
Right. So
there's no reason.
So what I said here was that I don't need to watch Jericho. I think this match for me, and maybe I'm really, really late to this, but this match for me marked Jericho's outrun he's past his run in AEW. There's nothing else for him to do.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just...
I don't think you're ever going to be able to move him back in the main event picture. Mm-mm. He's not going to be believable. You don't want him there. You can still use him as a hurdle to get there because he is still a name. But there's no good storyline for him. Especially showing how the Jericho Appreciation Society, one day he was just like, I'm with Callis now. And they're like, all right, see ya. Mm-hmm. And then the next week they're just wrestling and nobody mentions it. And they're still a group. They're just without Jericho. They're just nameless. Right? I think he's run his course in AEW. Yeah. And I think if he was a smart vet and a good vet, he'd be taking some pinfalls.
You take a pinfall right here at Aussie Open.
Right, because what's the end of this match? What happens after this match?
Yeah, him and Sammy just push each other.
Right.
It's to get themselves over. Right.
But why, if they're going to run a Sammy and Jericho are questioning each other angle, if they're winning, what the fuck is there to question? Right?
Yeah.
So instead you take Aussie Open, who you hot-shotted the titles off of for a gimmick. They should have remained Ring of Honor champion. You could be having killer fucking matches with those guys.
Who essentially jobbed out on a pre-show in essentially a comedy match.
Who left New Japan for greener pastures.
I understand why they did it. I get it.
Not to be treated like this.
No.
These guys are too fucking good. Yes. And they're young and they're over.
Too fucking good.
And this is what you're doing with them. It looks fucking weird. And you're going to run that risk. And excuse me for saying this, but you're going to run the risk of making him another Butcher and Blade.
Yep.
And I like Butcher and Blade a lot, but they're done. Yeah. You're not going to be able to heat them back up.
Yeah, they're not exactly threatening for any more titles.
Right, but what best friends haven't held those titles. Proud and Powerful get to hold those titles. You going to let Aussie Open slip through your fingers like that too? Because they're too fucking good. All those 3 of those teams are too fucking good not to have those titles. And jobbing out to Jericho just so him and Sammy can have a 19th fucking storyline together, ain't it?
Nope.
Ain't it?
Not it, brother. Tell you what else is it was not it, but it got to be it.
Yeah.
MJF Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Segment. So when Joe comes out to
we didn't talk about this at the pay-per-view. Where he shoved Max.
Yeah, because who did Joe even beat on the paper?
Shane Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
So after the match, Joe's walking to the back, or after MJF's match, Joe's walking out, and he gives Max a shove, throw back to the old WWF clip.
Yeah.
And then they have a little Twitter thing, and then we know this is where the feud's going, and that's fucking fantastic.
I'm all about MJF Samoa Joe.
Super awesome.
Let's make it happen.
Great program.
So yeah, Samoa Joe comes out to the ring. Yeah. Says, "What's the problem, kid?" Mm-hmm. MJF keeps getting pissed at him calling him kid.
Yes, but
MJF. So this started. It started okay. Mm-hmm. Then when he says, who wants to hear me spit or whatever, or story time with MJF, baby,
stupid,
and it's just a bunch of jokes, dick and fat jokes,
right?
And I'm going, oh so my god!
At first, when he's like, "You're fat," I was like, "Oh, is he doing a Scott Steiner thing?" He
should have been doing Scotty Steiner,
right? And then he goes he says the I don't even know, supercalifragilistic tiny dickiocious or whatever the fuck he says, and I was like, "No, that's real stupid.
Yeah, it's not working.
Let's not do this. This is not good." No. And Max, it goes on too long, and Max is playing to the crowd, and he's like, "I hate you guys, but I used to live here," and blah blah blah. But you're my scumbags, and I'm your scumbag, and whatever.
Yeah.
But once they got into the, I guess I'll say, meat and potatoes of this promo, it's really good.
When the comedy stopped,
when Max says, "Did you come out here because you thought my music was an ice cream truck or whatever?" And he says, "Oh, the last time I was around an ice cream truck, I was the biggest star on the other company's fucking network."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, that's good."
Good line.
Because Twisted Metal was one of the most popular shows on Peacock.
Yep.
And they're hopefully getting season 2 that'll be back in.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it really took off.
When it got serious.
Yeah,
it got
I
good.
really liked it.
And then, MJF smacking Joe.
Right.
Joe just saying, I'm not a sucker for that.
Right. Because I'm going to enter the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you the right way.
Yeah. And then when MJF leaves the ring and Joe just kicks the middle rope into his dick,
Yes.
they're trading low blows, it seemed.
Right.
And MJF sold it really good in his neck again.
Right.
And
then Roddy gets mad.
Well, that's where Adam Cole ran out
Yes.
to run off Joe. Adam Cole didn't run off Joe when that was happening to Roddy, which Roddy pointed out on Twitter today. And then, MJF's leaving and Cole's leaving, and you just hear, Adam! And that leads us to, is it an Eliminator tournament again? I don't know.
I like wrestling tournaments, just Tony Khan doesn't know how to fucking use them.
Yeah, so Roddy Strong's trend.
Yes.
It's all right.
It's fine. Yeah.
Roddy wins, puts the neck brace back on at the end.
The best thing about Roddy right now on TV, other than the Adam stuff, is his little picture for the matches where he's got the glasses and the neck brace.
That render is so
it's
perfect.
amazing. And I like that he takes the neck brace off to wrestle and then puts it back on after the match.
It's so great.
Yeah, Roddy's killing it.
Speaking of great.
Yep.
Chin up. Tits out.
Watch for the shoes.
Watch for the shoe. Tony Storm is incredible right now.
Renee does a good job too, ducking the shoes.
Renee's perfect.
Renee's doing a really good job. Yeah.
We've been saying Renee, she's just such an asset to this company.
Yeah.
But this Tony Storm,
it's perfect. It's
amazing. Is incredible.
Yep. It is instantly grabbing. Like if you're watching this on TV and you're like, all right, let me check this out, and you see her like, wait, what is this?
I don't go, whoa, this is kind of fun.
Right. She's being so good.
Yeah,
she also happens to come out every week in like her bra and underwear and a silk robe, which helps things.
Doesn't hurt, brother.
I would
she's
buy the cookies.
Yes. I'd buy the soup.
Like I would buy crackers.
I would buy soup.
Just lay them out.
Yep. Have fun. Hangman Adam Page comes out to the ring after this.
Right.
Gets interviewed, you won the Battle Royal. You get the
was a terrible teacher.
Yes, was a terrible teacher. Give your $50,000 for the Chicago public.
Yeah,
fun.
Great. Awesome. Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good thing. For
again,
real.
Good message. Teachers underpaid 100%, brother.
Absolutely. White meat cowboy babyface.
Swerve Strickland comes out.
Right. And makes this actually interesting.
When his music hits, dude, I got so fired up.
Yeah.
Number one, because we got to see Prince Nana dance. It makes me real happy.
Yep.
Swerve is in the ring. Essentially says, cool, you're going to waste that $50,000 on those delinquents. Who cares?
Right.
So Swerve said, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Swerve cut such a good promo.
Right.
Adam Page, you're complacent. You haven't got new gear in a year.
Right. Yep.
Where's your new? Nobody cares about your T-shirt. Nobody buys your merch. If I had all the opportunities that you had, I would have been the first black AEW heavyweight champ.
Absolutely. Go home, learn a new move, kid.
Dude,
awesome. Yep.
Here we go. Tony Khan, you must be listening to the show.
Yeah.
Because you had Takeshita beat Omega clean. Yep. Now you're having Swerve this is a new level now.
My mind did not think, never did once did it cross thinking, oh, Swerve Hangman. But it's a really good position for Swerve.
Dude.
And Tony Khan, if you are listening, what's up? And number 2, Swerve's going to win this one.
Swerve's going to win this one, and Swerve needs to win a goddamn heavyweight title.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm convinced this dude needs a world heavyweight title run. He can be such a killer. He's proved in the past as people, I forget who said he looked like the devil during that whole Buddy Wayne or Nick Wayne segment when he lost all of his blood.
Yeah. You can't. The dangerous thing for Swerve, not for Swerve, but for them using Swerve, for Tony Khan and whoever the fuck is helping him write the book, is you can't let off the gas. You can't backstep Swerve now, right?
You got to push him, man.
If you let off the gas at any point, you might lose this. You have to keep elevating him. So Hangman's real good because Hangman's upper tier guy, but he's not the tippy top.
No,
So
he hasn't been on TV for a while.
So you can't backstep. You can get away with a lateral move, but you have to move him over the next months and months. You have to move him up. And if by summer next year he's not in the main event not in a main event title program, I don't care who it's against. I don't think babyface max works. I think you have to put it on an actual babyface. But Swerve by this time next year, if it's not done by this time next year, you've completely fucking blown it.
Yeah.
But like spring to early summer next year, Swerve needs to be in that title, in a title program.
Absolutely.
He's too good. He's bulking up. He wrestles like $1 million. He looks like $1 million. Crowds fucking love him and love to hate him.
Yep.
He is a guy that you're proving that WWE did not know how to fucking use.
That's a guy who's absolutely motivated.
Absolutely.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And he said, like, nah, they blew it with me. I'm here.
He's right.
Yeah.
Man, he's fucking right. I love Swerve so much.
Absolutely. He has seized
so good.
every opportunity you've given him, and every person you stuck him with has fucked it up for him and ran the risk of derailing what he's doing.
And he's overcome it all.
And fucking
Parker Trench, brother.
Right? What a disaster that could have been.
Yeah.
And he makes it work, and then they just dis-a-fucking-peer, and he's like, I'm good.
Yep.
And then they do all, he moves on, he gets in the embassy with Cage and all those guys, and that's fine. And then he gets AR Fox, and then AR Fox bungles that fucking opportunity.
Yep.
Because that program would have lasted a lot fucking longer.
Absolutely would.
Right? So AR Fox bungles that opportunity, and what does Swerve do? He fucking upgrades out of it.
Yeah.
He is seizing every opportunity, and they clearly trust him to have these opportunities. Wrestling Hangman, that's the first AEW World Champion. Jericho was. Hangman wrestled for it.
He points out, you're a cornerstone here. You've been a world champ. You've been a tag champ.
Yes.
Hangman, you've been given all the opportunity.
We haven't seen Hangman in a bit. He got locked in purgatory with that Dark Order stuff for way too long.
That's what happens when you're an empty-headed dumb fuck.
He is definitely an empty-headed dumb fuck. But it's right. It's where it should be. Swerve is seizing these opportunities, and then Brian Cage obliterates Hangman from behind.
Great. Yeah, sets up Hangman Cage for next week, which is what it should be.
Right, it's what it should be.
Also, Swerve said one of my favorite lines, man, you really learn a lot when you're stuck in a coffin for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Main event, Darby Allin, Nick Wayne, which was in the Eliminator.
Yeah. It's all right.
Darby Allin is a fucking maniac.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah.
I will again, he's stupid.
He's not stupid.
He is.
He's great. He's so much fun to watch.
He's dumb.
He said he doesn't want to wrestle long.
He doesn't want to walk long.
Well, I mean, wrestle, walk, you know.
Right.
God, he's so good, though.
I thought the match was okay.
It was okay.
I am not on the Nick Wayne train. And I don't think this was...
Hashtag Nick Wayne train.
I don't think this was the main event of a Dynamite. I don't know what... There's nothing else on there that could have been.
I thought it was fine because Darby's been...
Yeah.
Darby was carrying programs on both shows.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I don't know. I think they're shouldering too much on Nick Wayne. While I liked his part in this program, and I think he has potential and it's cool. I don't know. It didn't work for me.
Until Nick Wayne turns on Darby.
Right. I think that's going to happen
because he wants him to stop making fun of his dead father.
Right. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It's just not my particular cuppa for a main event of Dynamite.
Yeah. I enjoyed Dynamite. I thought Dynamite was good. I thought it was focused. Yeah. I thought you're advancing storylines.
They did a lot of story work in here. Yeah,
that's good. Hey, you're off a pay-per-view cycle. This is what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
So that's all.
They have what 2 weeks until Arthur Ashe, so they got to build
Arthur Ashe, and then
the main event of Arthur Ashe is going to be
MJF Samoa
Joe because the title's on the line.
Yeah.
I would have held that off and done Eddie Claudio, but that's fine. You give you got to do Eddie Claudio and Arthur Ashe, right?
I would say so.
What do you do if you don't? Like they're running a pay-per-view in LA, they don't do that there.
No.
If you have to do that there.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, there's that Dream Slam show.
Yeah, but you don't do that in Seattle.
I don't think you do it there.
You do it in New York for Eddie.
Yeah.
I think the story's been going on long enough.
Yeah.
I think that's what you do.
I agree with you, man.
But we didn't get Eddie on this show, but Collision, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because now everybody will go to Saturdays. So,
yes.
That's all for America. You want to go to Japan?
Yeah, let's take a trip.
Let's do it.
Hey, look at us.
We're here.
We made it. We're in Japan. Short trip, I think, this week, right?
Yeah, not long.
Not much to talk about.
We'll talk Noah.
Yeah, let's talk. I only got one match.
They had their N1 final show. Yeah. I had 2 matches.
I know, because you, a braver man than I, watched an Ogawa match in 2023.
It was Ogawa team with Zack Sabre Jr.
I know. Not enough to bring me in. I heard it was good, though.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But they do lose to Kaito Kiyomiya, and the new, I don't know if he's technically going to be, like, graduated or if he's just on excursion
He's
now.
on excursion.
Rohei Oiwa.
It's his excursion.
Well, good.
Yeah, good.
There's a weird thing with Noah.
Uh-huh.
A lot of their tight designs are looking the same.
Okay.
It's throwing me off.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, look at Kiyomiya, Shiozaki. They all have like the same thing going on.
Yeah.
Noah was part of it. I thought the match was very good, though. I wanted to watch Kaito Kiyomiya. I haven't watched one of his matches in a little while.
Yeah. Not since that embarrassment in the G1.
No.
I thought it was good. I like Sabre, but like I was like, this match is gonna be at least half Ogawa, and I don't know that I can do that. No. Okay.
Main event though is the N1 final.
Yes.
This godforsaken tournament.
Right.
Go Shiozaki
Mm-hmm.
versus Keno.
Yes.
This is your final for the N1. Go's never won the N1.
Did you pick him to win in your pick'ems?
I think I did.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I did. And he did win. Go me.
I was shocked.
What
that he
a
had
run of
never
a
won.
tournament I had,
Absolutely.
brother. I fucking dominated.
You kept this show Ed Cody free.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed.
Ed, we'll review the new episode of High Blissing next week. You got bumped for time.
Dude.
I did listen this week though.
It was so fucking funny.
It was really funny.
Dude.
Rudolph was on.
Dude, when they put the tool onto the earbuds, it fucking kills me.
Yeah.
Ed, you're a guy.
He's certainly a guy.
He's going to be in our area tomorrow.
I know. Yeah.
Ed, you're not going to listen to this.
Not till late. Just not till late.
I'll have to message him.
Yeah.
Sunday morning if he's around. But yeah, go Shiozaki Keno. This fucking kicked ass, dude. Mm-hmm. Go winning with the moonsault press.
Yeah.
Made me a happy man.
The whole end of this match was like a Kenta Kobashi tribute. It was a Misawa Kenta Kobashi tribute.
Yeah.
Because he hits the Emerald Flosion, then finishes with the moonsault, which is how Kobashi wins his final match.
Yep.
It's an insane paced match. They go like 30 plus minutes, but their foot's on the gas from like 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like after about 15 minutes, these guys are just covered in sweat, and you're like, all right, this can end at any time because they both look fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
Incredible Misawa tributes, the elbows in the Emerald Flosion, and I was completely shocked he'd never won an N1 before.
Yeah. Kind of surprising, right?
Because he is that sort of carryover. He's the guy. He's the most direct link to the legacy that is Noah in All Japan.
# I am Noah.
And then just this match was just hard hitting, believable pro wrestling.
Yeah.
That like. In some cases, Noah does better than anybody else.
I do agree with that, yes.
There's flashes of it in New Japan.
Their booking decisions drive me fucking mad.
Right. But they get there in the end in the right way, usually.
Yeah.
But, there's flashes of this in New Japan. But, New Japan has a little more finesse sometimes.
Yes.
There's flashes of this in American wrestling. But, these two guys in Nakajima... really just are able to do hard-hitting, believable wrestling like nobody else is doing it right now. It's really fun to watch and really get you fucking hyped into it and in some points disgusted by the slaps and stuff.
Yeah. Go needs to beat Jake Lee for the title at the January 1st show.
Yes. This Go sort of came back from injury and was on his little bit of a sad sap tour, losing and here and there. And I think he wins his first N1. The culmination is him finally getting that title again and being like, no, for real, this time, I'm the bridge to the past,
I love Go Shiozaki.
Although that All Japan show does have Akiyama on it.
Yeah.
And stuff, which is kind of crazy on Fight. If All Japan, this is a sidebar, but if All Japan gets added to Fight Plus all the time, that might push me into paying for the subscription. If it's easy access to All Japan, every All Japan show, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we'll talk.
But we'll see.
Stardom.
Yes, I also watched Stardom. It was the last thing in Japan we have to talk about.
Let's see. I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches.
5 matches. Me too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5.
Brother.
That's right. I think we're going to be different on one of them. But go ahead.
So this is the Stardom 5-star special in Hiroshima. I always don't know if it's Hiroshima or Hiroshima.
I think either
or, potato.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Tam Nakano versus Starlight
This is where I started, yes. The 5-star Grand Prix Block B match.
The Tam's finisher.
That's my only note for this match.
I think I read it's called the Violet Screwdriver.
Okay.
So sick.
It's like a Falcon Arrow, Michinoku driver, kind of Steiner screwdriver kind of thing, yeah.
Who don't think I can do it?
That's my only note is how awesome her finish is. The match was good.
Tam's
the finish was fantastic, yeah.
Also, Shuri versus Mayu Iwatani.
I watched this.
Mayu Iwatani, when she comes out with the baseball glove and throws the baseball, is so fucking weird.
Why not?
It's something I just don't understand, I guess.
Yes.
Shuri, her striking is so fucking brutal.
Mayu's kicks are crazy, too.
When Mayu super kicks her on the outside, crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Shuri wins, though. I like this match a lot.
I like Shuri because her finish is a kick to your face and then like a one-winged angel into a DVD, essentially.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah. Really, again, I know that lots of people are watching Stardom, but if you're an American indie wrestler, start stealing these fucking moves.
Steal.
Right.
Did you watch for the high-speed title?
I did, because I love high-speed matches.
So I watched this.
You did watch? I thought you would have skipped this one.
No, I did watch it.
Okay.
Simply because...
Because of Momo?
Because of Momo.
Yeah, right. When I saw it was Momo, I was like,
Momo.
I always watch these matches because I just like the fact that you have to be fast in
they're
these.
sub 5 minutes.
So
champ Saki Kashima.
He was our champ for a long time.
The challenger. Momo Kogo. We love Momo.
Yes, exactly.
Momo's huge in the United States.
For sure. I was very happy when I saw it was Momo.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm absolutely watching this.
It's a sprint.
Yeah. 4 minutes,
Saki
43
Kashima
seconds.
wins.
Right. They're not, you're not star rating these fuckers.
No.
Cage match doesn't even allow you to.
No.
But it's just fun. It's just a fun sprint, man. I love this title.
I slowly watch for Momo Kogo.
Mm-hmm.
We love Momo.
Yeah, Momo rules. The only one true Momo that we know about and talk about on this show.
Oh, Momo. So for the Goddesses of Stardom Championships, which is their tag titles.
Yes.
You had the champs, the Cosmic Angels, which is Sayori Inao and...
Natsupoi.
Yeah,
friend of the show, Natsupoi.
Bye, boy.
Natsupoi being like the little bit of the darling of Stardom these days.
Dude, Natsupoi rocks.
Listen, you ain't got to tell me.
Yeah.
You got to tell me.
Going up against the challengers.
I've been a Natsu boy for a long time here.
A Natsu boy. Going up against Mei Sierra and Suzu Suzuki.
I'm also a Suzu Suzuki boy.
Suzu Suzuki boy?
Yes.
Suzuki boy.
Suzuki boy.
This fucking rocked, dude.
Yeah, this is the best match on this Stardom card.
I thought so too.
This is a great tag match.
Yeah.
This match can only be described as high-flying chain wrestling.
Yes.
Right?
I think that's actually perfect.
Every single move leads into another move. And I don't know if you choreograph, whatever the fuck happens.
Sure.
But like, if somebody takes a move, they sell up and they're taking another move from the top. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's all over. It's just, everything is just thrown at each other in this match. Everybody's getting kicked in the face. Everybody's mad at each other. Suzu Suzuki's punching motherfuckers left and right because that's what she does. She just kills people. And then Sayori Inou's finisher, I don't understand.
I don't either. I don't get it.
She does a backslide, but then kicks her own body up
She
over her
flips
body.
over the top of you.
And herself. So that her feet are resting on the top of your feet in the backslide that she pins to the ground.
It's so weird.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know how someone could be that flexible. All these women are only 5 feet tall. I don't understand it.
In Stardom, everyone has a great bridge.
Yes.
They all bridge really well. Good for them.
And you can, this move is safe because I don't know that there's a male American wrestler that can do this bridge that she does in this. Yeah. It's maybe what the fuck's his name?
Maybe like Leo Rush.
Maybe Leo might be too short. His feet might just be kicking. What's his name? And Helico. I bet you Angelico could do it. Because he's that tall, slim kind of dude.
Man, I like Angelico.
Yeah, Angelico looked real good for a bit, but no personality.
Lost in the shuffle.
Right. Teamed up with Jack Evans. That works for nobody. One thing about this match, though, right in the beginning, is that Suzu Suzuki and Mei Sierra do a total elimination.
They do.
And I was like, total elimination. This match was great. Yeah. Real fun tag match, fast-paced. And again, we're a couple of Natsu boys, so friend of the show, Natsupoi.
Friend of the show, indeed. Last match I watched for the Wonder of Stardom title.
Yes, me too.
The champ, Mireille, the challenger, Konami.
I like her code.
Yeah. So you texted me last night and said, brother, Konami almost died.
Well, so on a overhead belly to belly, she gets
because she took it on her forehead.
She took it on her forehead.
That's the second person I've ever seen to take a bump on their forehead. Yeah. You know, the first one was
the Negro.
You're damn right. Never seen somebody take a power slam to the forehead.
Right. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But she takes a second forehead bump at the end off of a lariat.
Dude. I thought Mirai was trying to knock her head into the fifth row.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Oh, man.
Really good match.
Yeah, Mirai retains the Stardom
Mirai rules. I hadn't seen Konami before.
Me neither.
Trained by Asuka.
I looked that up too, yes.
So that's cool. Has a similar look even, sort of with the contacts and whatever. I hadn't seen Konami before. I guess she got injured, came back in 2022, took some time off.
Yeah.
Whatever. I thought this was a really good match.
Stardom rocks, man.
I skipped the main event, Julia versus whatever. They said it wasn't very good, so I didn't bother.
They have another big card this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Stardom runs more than anybody else. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like multiple shows a week, it seems.
They're fun, man.
They are.
I really like Stardom.
Sure. And they have a big enough roster. They really rotate their roster around on these too. So
we pepper you with a little Stardom if you want a full blown Stardom.
A unicorn sprinkle.
Yeah, go to the Stardom cast.
Yeah, listen to Stardom cast.
They will give you the whole fucking pie.
I'm going to assume it's at Stardom cast. I don't know if that's true.
I think so. I don't know. That's all I have.
That's it, man. It was a short trip to Japan.
Yeah.
Really great stuff.
I know the Road 2 shows for New Japan are starting up this weekend, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. All right, what was your favorite domestic match and international?
My favorite domestic match this week is going to be, and this is tough. Oh, my phone's dying.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yep.
Why'd you charge it?
I didn't think about it. My favorite domestic match, this is tough, but it's going to be Orange Cassidy Moxley from the pay-per-view.
Hey.
Same. Dragon Starks is so fucking close.
If I was doing 1A, 1B.
Right.
But I'm going to go OC Mox.
OC Mox. And my favorite international match, we didn't watch that much. Man, did I like that tag match more than I like this finals of the N1? Yeah. You know what? I think the finals of the N1 was really good. But what I expected of those guys, and watching the tag match in Stardom, I was just like, it had me rocking a little bit more.
Okay.
Because of how fast-paced and, high flying it was, which isn't my normal thing.
Nothing wrong with
but
that,
I was
man.
like, oh, this is cool. What are they going to do next? Here's this, really cool. So, yeah, there you go.
I am going to go with Go Keno.
It's great. 1A, 1B.
I love seeing Go Shiozaki.
Yeah.
Just fucking reign supreme.
Yes.
Did you buy anything this week?
Did I buy anything this week wrestling related? I did not.
So, I did.
No.
And I was gifted.
If I hit my fucking bet tonight, I'm going to.
I was gifted something wrestling related, too.
Oh, what was that? I should have saved it for you to open on the show.
Since you're a good man.
Uh-huh.
You're a good ass man.
I am. That's true. I'm a good ass man.
So my birthday was Tuesday. And you gifted me
I love to gift them.
The record
I love
store,
to rap them.
The Record Store Day pressing of Macho Man Randy Savage's Be a Man rap album. And I'm so fucking over the moon about it. I may or may not have ordered a frame for it.
Nice.
Because I that needs to be framed.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to listen to it. I just want to have it in a frame. Because, number one, it's so fucking absurd.
It's wild.
And I feel like that's a key part of our friendship.
It is. It absolutely is. We quote that to each other.
And Michelle.
She'll do it. She's going to divorce both of us for the amount of times we just look at each other and sing "Perfect Friend"
and just say he was Bulgarian, not shy. It's the best.
It really is.
So and thank you so much again, man. I'm so fucking happy.
Absolutely.
And by the way, my other fucking gift that you gave me, September 30th, which, by the way, this night I went home and I watched about 5 hours of it. So you gifted me, we're going to see the live show September 30th in Philadelphia for Pod Meets World. Listen, fuckers, if you don't like Boy Meets World, I don't understand you.
Absolutely.
Unless you're an old.
Yes.
I'll give you an excuse.
Sure.
But Boy Meets World is the best fucking show that ever existed. So we're going to go see Boy Meets World's live show with Danielle Fishel, Ryder Strong, and Will Friedle.
We're going to share a space with Danielle Fishel.
Dude, so I told my brother-in-law about it yesterday for family dinner, and he was like, "You're going to see fucking Topanga?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Oh, that was the biggest crush I ever had."
Everybody is huge.
We showed pictures of Tyler of like what she looked like and stuff, and we were trying to explain like when we were growing up, man, that was like the crush, you know. So I'm so fucking
Remember
happy.
the episode where everyone realized she was hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when it started, they were kids and we were kids.
Yeah.
I think like I'm like really close to their age.
And she was like real like weird and quirky.
Right.
And then like they come back from summer break and she got like hot.
Yeah.
Fucking Topanga Lawrence.
Yep.
She wants my heart, brother.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can't fucking wait. I'm so happy. Dude, I literally went home that night and I was like, I wonder if this is streaming anywhere. And I have like a Google TV, like a Chromecast.
Yeah.
So it'll give you suggestions. Like the third suggestion ball was Boy Meets World streaming on Disney Plus. I was like,
oh yeah, I guess it would be on Disney Plus.
Fucking go.
That's awesome.
I seriously watched
right.
about 5
Good.
hours.
Well, so it's supposed to be, it's a big event. It's in Philly where the show took place.
Yeah. I was listening to the podcast today, too.
Is it good? I haven't listened.
Yeah. So the most recent episode, they interviewed Zach Morris.
Oh yeah, I know they had him on.
It was good. Yeah.
But so they're promising a lot of special guests. So I'm hoping we also get to share space with Jonathan Turner.
So I can yell out, "Don't pull me off, John!
Yeah.
Don't pull me off, God!" And I want them to reenact that scene.
Yes.
Because you'll look at me and I will bawl like a fucking baby.
You should go get your hair's not quite long enough. You go get it cut in his mullet and dress as him.
Stop it! I could do the Ryder Strong. I could do the Sean Hunter.
I could just bandage you up from head to toe, or I'll bandage me up head to toe, and I'll be in there. I'll be in the chair just completely bandaged, and you'll be Sean, and we can just reenact that scene,
dude.
Wait, how would we
I've never wanted anything more in my life.
Not win that contest?
Yeah, but people are like, "Man, when did Sean Hunter grow a beard?" I'm like, well, you got to work with me.
Right?
When did Sean Hunter grow a beard and get fat?
Right.
So other than that, which again, thank you guys so much. It's the fucking best, dude.
Of course.
So it was Friday, I believe, or maybe Saturday. I forget.
Yeah.
Jazzwares put up for pre-order. The series, the new Unrivaled series. Mm-hmm. So I ordered the Brody King. Okay. Gotta get Brody. Support brother. And also the ROH CM Punk Luminaries, which then he got fired a day later.
Fingers crossed on that one.
Oh no! Yeah. I hope it's already in production.
I think it is. I think it would have to be.
God, I'm fucking praying.
Yeah.
And also, Mr. Adam Van, the Vansky. He sent us a message asking if either of us wanted the Brock Lesnar Ultimate.
Right.
So I hit him up, and he picked that up for me. So thank you, Adam. Cool. I appreciate you very much, my friend. I'm
going to have to pop by an Ollie's and get that $15 Starscream that he's floating around.
When he sent those yesterday, I was like, oh,
I'm not the biggest Transformers dude, but like,
well, then
I like Starscream. He's my
when
favorite,
he sent the fucking like DC, what are
the
multiverse. I was like, yep. Yeah, that could fucking start me up.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much, Adam. Appreciate you, man. That's all I have, though.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. We do have to do our Terry Funk moment of the week.
Oh yeah, do you want to put it right here?
Right, because my phone died. So it'll be here.
His comments.
Dusty Rhodes, you no good for nothing, egg-sucking dog. I'm sick and tired of having you claim to be a cowboy. You with your putrid body, your varicose veins, trying to claim that you are the greatest at a bull rope match. You don't even know what a bull rope match is. You don't even know what a rodeo is. You're a drug store cowboy. That's exactly what you are, and I've rode in rodeo after rodeo after rodeo, and I intend on doing the same if I ever get you in the ring in a bull rope match. I know what I'm doing. and I'm going to ride you around that ring, and I'm going to whip on you, and I'm going to spur on you, and I'm going to whip, and I'm going to spur, and I'm going to ride, and I'm going to put you up wet, boy. I'm going to put you up wet. That's what I'm going to do, because rodeoing was when you put a man against an animal, and I know you're a pig. Just like your mama was a pig. Your mother's a pig, and you should stay nestled in that sow's belly instead of ever coming into a ring and trying to compete with me. Now, a bull rope match goes until there's a submission. Well, in a rodeo, you don't even realize that you just got to ride that bull 8 seconds. Well, I'm going to ride you until you run out of gas, and you're going to be snorting, and you're going to be sweating, and you're going to be breathing oh so heavy, because there must be a winner, and you are going to admit, you're going to admit that I'm the best.
Okay, and that was the Terry Funk moment of the week.
Terry Funk moment of the week. I'll do better next week, but it is the Terry Funk moment of the week.
I have stuff picked out. Or unless you already picked something out. Then.
I have one in mind, but it doesn't have to be played.
Okay,
so
right.
I guess you'll know what it is afterwards.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Stick around for the whole show.
But that's it, I guess, right? We're out of here.
That's all we got, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week covering the whatever. Long time feels without like a pay-per-view or something, so who knows what's going on. New Japan starts shows, but they're like Road 2 shows.
And a lot of the Road 2 shows suck. Yeah,
we'll see how that All Japan show goes. I'm sure you said Stardom has some stuff, so we'll see what's going on. But you can find us online at WeNeedWrestling.com. You can email the show at WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com. Social media, we're at WeNeedWrestling. YouTube, search WeNeedWrestling. I think it's YouTube.com/ at WeNeedWrestling or something. So. Check that out. We're a proud member of the Soon to Be Named Network at STBN Network on Twitter. SoonToBeNamedNetwork.com, SoonToBeNamedNetwork.tumblr.com. A bunch of other shows there. Our other show, Wings on Wings. Final Wrestling Place.
Yes.
At Odds with Wrestling. Longbox Heroes After Dark. Hayabusa. Profane Argument. Puzzle Warriors 3. We were on 2 weeks ago now. We did the episode of from T&M shows, North-South Connection.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yes, Viewer's Choice.
Viewer's Choice, right.
Marcus sent over a big thank you, by the way.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, didn't send it to me.
Well, if you listen to the show...
I don't. Not always.
How dare you.
I'm very behind on podcasting. No, thank you. I'm only kidding, of course. Thank you, guys. But yeah. I don't know. Is that it? That's it, right? I said everything?
Yeah,
right.
I guess.
Get out of here, then.
Yeah, let's go watch the end of this Chiefs Lions game.
Let's see what happens. See if I hit my bet yet. So
let's hope we win money.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds.